Good evening, everyone, and welcome to this, the 32nd episode of Blood on the Thames, a Vampire the Masquerade Chronicle set in London, England. There goes my pen. With me tonight,
Carlos playing Moses of Clan Nosferatu.
Peter playing Benjamin of Clan Malkavian.
And Philip playing the crispy Jim Roy Woods of Clan Gangrel. I got him.
Yeah, somewhat crispy. So we're going to go straight in with our recap, which is particularly important since obviously last week we had the awesome one-shot from Carlos. But to bring us back in towards episode 31.
Okay, so Moses helps Plucky Jake torture Alexander. The Sabbat leader says nothing, but this doesn't bother Plucky.
So Benjamin goes home and has a conversation with someone who looks like Amelia, but definitely is not Amelia. He's forced to say his name aloud, the one that isn't Benjamin,
Simon.
and sees pictures he's painted before. One is of the future, showing everything going up in flames.
Moses gets a call from Susan, who is still in hiding. When she comes to his condo, he finds that Lucy has lung cancer, and it has metastasized. Her outlook looks grim.
Benjamin has visions of Lewis, who's an old friend from university, and his sister Kelly, and they both claim to be figments of his imagination. There is also an imaginary baby, but everything's fine.
Meanwhile, at the crosshands, things are not fine. Jim finds Richard Whitman and Darren Fitcher in Katya's room. When he confronts them, they threaten to blow up the building if he doesn't back down. Jim doesn't back down, and they blow up the building.
Moses takes Lucy to the Smiling Man, who uses strange magics to save her life. In return, Moses promises to deliver either Katya or Sabine within 1 month, and he gives a vial of his blood as insurance.
Jim wakes up in all kinds of pain in a building site. Benjamin comes to pick him up, and they go by the crosshands to find it destroyed, and 5 bodies pulled out of the ruins. 2 guests, Darren Fitcher, Richard Whitman, and Mrs. Morovsky.
Sorry?
Mrs. Morovsky.
Sorry?
I didn't hit the button!
For those that missed that, Mrs. Morovsky.
Yes.
Moses tortures Alexander some more, and then gets a call from Gideon. The constable is angry and wants Jim now. That's where we left off.
That is where we left off. Chat's not
No. What? Oh.
So.
Oh.
Looking forward to today. What? So we're going to begin with Jim and Ben. So, you've driven past the crosshands. You have witnessed firsthand the results of the explosion, the devastation it's caused, and the resultant response of London to it. With everything that's gone wrong this year alone, in such rapid succession, the police are becoming more aggressive in their tactics, or more desperate, depending on how you look at it. And that is shown in the way that they are basically tearing apart your neighbourhood to get any and all information. This is not a safe place for you to be. Wouldn't be a safe place for you to be even if the crosshands still stood. It's all levels of wrong. And in driving off away from there, you still don't feel safe, as you can hear police sirens going. You can see people with their phones out taking pictures. You can see people talking about it. You know, even you can't hear what they're saying, but it's quite clear what they're talking about. This is just another incident on top of other incidents, and it's starting to pile up. And you drive away from there.
So we'd just had a conversation about a bit about what happened, and the last thing that Jim had said was that actually they might have had a contingency, that other people might know if anything happened to them. So Benjamin, at the end of last session, was phoning, because whenever there is a problem and no one else can help and you can find him, then you call Moses. So that's what he's doing.
Moses, you're in the elevator heading away from where Plucky Jake was, and it was during this time that you received your phone call. Phone call that informed you of the sudden call to duty and the rapid approach of Gideon. And it's not long after you've hung up the phone when it starts buzzing again, and you hasten to answer it thinking that it's probably...
Again.
But it's
Oh,
not.
it's another phone.
It's Benjamin.
Hello?
Hello, Moses.
Yeah, yes.
Um.
Well,
We-
everything all right? What happened?
Well, no. Things aren't all right, and you know how often you can make things better when they are not all right.
Oh my God! What did Jim do this time?
Well, it's not really an over-the-phone sort of conversation, to be honest with you. I really don't think it is. So I was wondering if we could talk, because there's quite a lot to talk about, and I'd rather that you tell Katya about it than me afterwards.
You're not with Katya.
No, I'm not with Katya. No, I'm with Jim, and he's well, I wouldn't say fine.
It's
but
okay.
he's
I'll
here.
sort it. I'll make it better as usual. Don't worry about it.
Good. Oh, that's good to hear.
Why
That's very good
don't?
to hear.
Where are you?
I'll have a little. I assume we've just gone some distance from the crossed hands and just parked.
You'd
up,
have to have
haven't
driven a fair distance to get
Yeah,
to the police, so
yeah.
you probably would have driven for a good 10-15 minutes.
we? Yeah. I'll say we're about 20 minutes away from the crossed hands. Although you shouldn't go back to the crossed hands because it's a bit of a disaster zone.
What?
So let's not talk about it on the phone because there's lots to talk about, and
So you're saying 20 minutes? 20 minutes north of the cross hands?
Well, if you let me know where you are, we can find you. I've got a map.
Go to the end of Crawford Road, northwest.
Hang on. So I'll put the phone on the dashboard, and I'll open the glove compartment, and I'll take out the map, and see if I can find the address.
Where are we looking for?
Crawford, the Crawford Road and Warner. The corner of
Road,
Crawford
yes.
and Warner.
Right.
Tell Jim that is where we spent the night after they found me.
Moses says it's where you spent the night after they found him.
When we had the pajama party, all of us. Alicia,
after
Katya,
after
Jim.
the pajama party.
Right. Yeah. I know.
I'll be waiting by the door so you know which one to knock.
All right. Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, see you later.
Bye.
Yeah, man.
Send them to the entrance of my other haven. So if shit's gonna go down, it's gonna be underground.
Okay. And you get to the bottom, back to the bottom of Matlin's. Are you...
Yes, Mass of 1,000 Faces, and walking towards going hungry, and walking towards
Can I just have your hunger totals,
two.
please?
2.
Ooh.
Two all over. Is that 2 the new total?
Yes, my new total is 2.
Okay.
I just went up. Sorry.
Okay.
From 1 to 2. Yeah, I was back down in hunger 1 after the smiling man gave me like a big vat of plasma and stuff.
Yeah. So,
Massive 1,000 Faces, walking to the corner where I told Gideon to pick me up, so it's like a block or 2 away from Matlin's. So just
Yeah.
there in the corner.
so you're making your way out of the building, away from loads of people which seem to be, as they were before, smartly dressed, work quite late at this place, and that's to be expected, especially now that you know who owns it. They're all making their way back and forth, paying you absolutely no mind as you shift through the gate. The security officer that let you through before waves you straight through, and you head out through the front and start making your way off towards this predetermined meeting location. And you're waiting there for a good 5-10 minutes before a black transit van rolls up.
Can I see inside? Then I wave at it. I mean, that giveaway.
So, if you'd like to join us, Mitch.
Surprise guest appearance.
Whoop, whoop.
You guys should sound a lot more excited.
Whoop! I'm terrified.
I'm more looking at a chat about who was screaming, "You're dead, Jim. You're dead." I know.
So,
Hi, hi, Gideon. Is he alone in the car?
no. Sitting beside him.
He's
front.
in the back seat. Oh, so he's in the front seat.
He's in the front seat.
Okay, so I go to the back.
He's not driving though. The one that is driving is a girl with long ginger hair which stretches down past her back. And you can tell that by the way that it's held up in the ponytail, but the distance that it goes down behind her. And although she has greyish eyes and quite a small rounded face, she is noticeable and immediately striking for all the gothic apparel that she is currently wearing. And as she looks around over at you, she drums her fingers on the steering wheel, says nothing, and then looks over at Gideon, who just nods. And then she reaches behind the seat and unclasps the door, which seems to be sealed. And then with a click it opens and the side slings open.
Oh, it's a van. Cool.
Transit van, so it's quite a large van.
Okay, I hop inside, close the door if it's closable by me. And once inside, I just hi.
Good evening, Moses.
What happened?
What happened is...
Do you want me to move somewhere else before we speak?
Corner of Crawford and Warner. I'll guide you.
She ignores you.
Do as he says.
Pulls away and starts driving.
I'm Moses, by the way. Hi.
Nice to meet you. I'm Nancy.
Nancy.
He's driving.
Hi, Nancy. I have an aunt named Nancy.
I know. She continues driving.
So, to let you know what has happened, your coterie mate
Not because I wanted, but yes.
was seen in an unbefitting state for kind to see us in.
The frenzy again.
Yes.
For fuck's sakes, Jim.
Oh, it gets better.
What?
Well, last time we had to deal with two kind.
Mm-hmm.
This time he was witnessed by 58 people.
The fuck?
Now we have managed to, through the help of the Ventru and various other kindred in the city, cover up the majority of this. And
You want to find him.
yes,
And I found him.
good.
And he's been delivered to one of my havens. Safe and underground, so we can deal with this.
Wonderful. The constable is not very happy, Moses. So we should do this as quickly as we can. We are to torpor Jim and deliver him to Prince Emrys for execution.
Can it be made abundantly clear, with Nancy as my witness, that I already had the location of Jim and him being delivered as fast as possible, that I've been collaborating through and through, and that Benjamin Green is helping me do this? So neither of us should be judged together with Jim.
That will be up to Prince Emrys to
That is,
decide.
yeah, that is not, but if someone can put in the word would it be possible for the whole of the coterie to not be judged for the sins of one?
We will try. Since you put it like that.
Thank you.
The transit van continues to navigate its way through traffic, making its way towards the point that you mentioned. And you notice as she's driving, one of the reasons why she probably ignored you, aside from the fact that
I'm ignorable.
she has headphones in.
Oh, okay.
And as there's a lull in the conversation, you can hear extremely heavy music going on.
What sort of?
Heavy metal.
Yeah.
Hardcore?
Is it hardcore? Is it hardcore so Moses can hum it?
Please give a better taste than that.
Wow.
Come on. Nancy is listening to hardcore. I've been to hardcore concert live. Moses knows some of the tunes. Come on.
Sure, you can hum hardcore if you wish. It's not what she's listening to, but you can hum hardcore. And she continues to drive off down towards this place. And it's a decent length drive.
Yeah.
Is there anything else you wish to discuss before I go back to these two?
So, got a couple of questions.
Yes.
Benjamin mentioned not to go to the crossed hands. Unfit or unsafe or something. I couldn't make it out. I was in an elevator. Did Jim blew our cover in our haven?
Well, nobody knows exactly what happened inside the building, but the crossed hands was demolished.
Whoa. When you say demolished, is it that now the city wants to tear it down to build a fancy condo?
No. Reduced to rubble in an explosion of some sort.
The fuck?
That's good. And then accelerates down the road.
Then we might be in luck. Wait, hang on a second. That means that Mrs. Mirovsky. Shit. I take my phone out and start dialing her cell phone.
Mrs. Morovsky's?
Yeah.
There's no response. The phone doesn't pick up.
Straight to voicemail.
No, it just doesn't connect.
Oh. How many casualties? I am taking out my laptop, hooking up my phone. I'm gonna run out of data. Because it's 2001. This is gonna be very, very. Let's drain all of your data. But I'm gonna try and find out in the van right now what happened. Like news of the area, Camberwell.
It's not difficult for you to find out. There was an explosion.
What the fuck?
That was clearly not caused by a gas leak or similar, because witnesses to the area noticed the systematic and repeated way that it had gone off, and people that had witnessed it and the people that had gone in to investigate it have noticed that it was done on concentrated areas of the building. 5 people were taken out of the building. They give no names, but they do detail one in a way that makes it clear it's Mrs. Morovsky.
5 people. So it's probably like an elderly and other 4 people. So should I make a roll for Fury Frenzy?
Sure.
Such a giving estimate.
Well, she is a friend, technically. She's her.
Yeah. She was a friend. That was my property. Many things. That is 2 successes. So
Exactly
I
what you
think
needed.
I am barely keeping it in.
Yes.
I'll give you footage.
Footage of?
The crosshands was wired with private security system that I installed inside. That's how we found out about Darren Fitcher, a kind that attacked the mortal that was running the place, and Katia and Benjamin. That's how I identified the guru that were in my domain. That's how I knew that Alicia, James Sire, had been visiting and coming to town. I have it since the last time the guru went into my domain. I had it piggybacking on the connection of the servers of the place we're going. I should have a copy of the footage until the system goes down. I will deliver that as evidence. And if the prince decides that
I doubt the prince needs any evidence.
No. That's evidence for you and Jacqueline. Because if the prince decides that I am to be judged and killed because of this, then fuck's sakes, let me be the one who offs Jim. Okay.
Meanwhile, you put the phone down after you've spoken to the prince, and directions have been passed. So
Yeah.
you begin making your way back towards this place.
So I will talk to.
Yeah, sure.
I think. Did you say that you saw Richard Whitman and Darren Fitcher?
Yes.
And they were working together?
Together with apparent clear knowledge of our kind.
But isn't Darren Fitcher a thug?
I know.
And Richard Whitman a police officer?
I know. Unless they've got involved with that would explain the organisation, the way they were able to get explosives. Oh no. Oh, this is a whole lot bigger. It has to be a whole lot bigger. Oh, fuck. It is that much bigger.
Well, and you said that there were other people, that I don't know. They had.
Do you remember when we went to the Warrens?
Yes. Yes, I won't forget that in a hurry.
Organised people who know how to dig up our kind.
Oh, you mean the attack? The way
Yes.
they sealed off the tunnels and things? You think this is the same people? You think Richard Whitman is involved with the people that
Yes.
attacked the Warrens?
Yes.
Well,
They clearly planted explosives before doing anything. So at the end of the day, Crosshands was going to go up. I think their plan was to catch all of us in the Crosshands at once. As is, I barely got out of there, and I could hear what was going on. If we were caught unawares, all of us would be gone.
so you said there were others. Do you know who?
No.
Oh.
No, this is only one who could find out.
I mean, we can guess. I mean, we know some of Darren Fitcher's associates, and we know that he has a daughter, and we know that there was that young man that followed Richard Whitman around. There's those ones. I just don't know what you do about that.
I know, but it's but well, if it is as big as it is, then I'm pretty sure I'm not going to survive this.
Well, I mean, you've to be honest, it's not the first time you've been in this state. You always seem to kind of bounce back.
Yeah, This is bigger.
Does he look significantly more injured than the last time he was massively injured? Oh, he does.
The last time he was massively.
Yeah, because in the previous book he had the whole like his spine sticking out of his.
See,
Yeah, but now
this
he's
is the thing. Not only has he taken mechanically more damage, to the beast inside you, witnessing the results of one of your banes
Oh, okay.
is horrific.
Ah, okay.
So not only does it look to a degree where he is clearly massively impaired,
Yeah.
there is every instance of you which is looking at these burns and thinking
Okay.
how little your immortality matters.
All right. So I will lean very slightly away from him in the car as I'm examining. I'll say, "I'm very sorry to hear that, Jim. Is there not, I don't know, enough blood or something that you could drink?"
I don't know, but could I ask a favor?
Yes.
If I do not survive this,
Yes.
will you watch over my sister? Please.
Yes. I'd do that. Do you know where she is?
I think. Bzzzt. Who's heard?
Jim.
Super powerful Nokia.
Do you know what I've noticed? You're a lying sack of shit. I told you where your sister was, and you promised to deliver something to me, and it hasn't been done. Now, you got me over a barrel, mate. I think it's only fair I return the favour. And you hear the movement of phones, and you can hear breathing. And then you hear a jab of something connecting, and then a yelp, which is feminine. If I don't hear that he's dead by the morning, you ain't seeing her again. Beep.
It appears that my oldest friend has never truly been a friend.
I don't really know what you mean. Sorry.
You remember the copper that I got some help from?
I think so.
You know, that's my sister.
A policeman has your sister.
Yes, and if I do not complete the task that he has requested, by the end of the night, she is going to die.
No. What? What? Your sister. Your sister isn't one of us, is she?
No.
What? I'm sorry. I don't follow. You're saying a police officer is threatening to murder your sister.
If I do not murder Moses' lawyer.
But that's just ridiculous. That can't. What? He's a police officer. I mean.
So was Richard Whitman.
Is this? Are they? Is this connection? I mean, is this something where they're both police working against us, and this is another? Is he?
He has a personal vendetta against Alan Burr.
Right. Why? Why?
Apparently, Alan Burr got off the person who murdered his son.
Oh my God. Well, I don't. Do you know where this your police officer and your sister are now?
No. If she dies, the final light that I have in existence is gone. She is the only thing keeping me from just killing everything around me in a fit of anger.
Right.
If she goes, then this existence is not worth it.
Right. Do you, how well do you know this police officer? I mean, do you know where he might be, where he likes to go, or where he might take an innocent person to threaten to murder them, that kind of thing?
Well, he told me a few things when I was growing up. It appears that things have happened to him that have twisted him.
Yes, I mean, no, I was on board with him being twisted. I'm just thinking about, well, your sister, is it Sarah?
Yes.
Was she's surely the, I mean, well, you have his number, don't you? I wonder if Moses might be able to do something clever to find where he is.
Maybe. But Moses is going to have enough of his plate with this, so I doubt it. So.
Yes, he is going to be quite busy, but surely I'm sure he'll understand that your sister is in imminent danger, and that's. I mean.
He is. Oh no. If that calls him, then he will call to that, and my sister will be by the wayside. Another body on the pile.
Oh. Well. I suppose the first thing is to talk to him at least and find out, and then maybe we can make a plan from there. Oh, and if he can't, you know who could find them? Katya. Because we found those thin bloods. She was able to find them using some kind of thing that her clan does.
But by the end of tonight.
Oh, I don't know about that. I think there was some kind of preparation involved, but I don't really understand it, to be honest with you. But what I'm saying is that we have two different routes to find where she is. So maybe there is a chance to help her. And I don't know quite what we do about your police officer twisted friend, but maybe they will have some ideas.
I got one shot, maybe that may work, but
I appreciate it's not a lot of comfort in your current situation.
I'm gonna open the phone and I'm gonna send a text to Alicia saying that DS James has my sister.
Okay.
And yeah, basically sort of say in a way that that Alicia would know the situation.
So you're actually saying DS James has my sister?
Pretty much, yeah.
Okay.
Full name. Oh.
At least you know he's not going to do anything until the end of the night. And that gives us some time to do something.
Well, I've just informed Miss Sire about that, and if she's in the mood, if she wishes, she might. But if she goes there, he is definitely gonna die. There's no doubt about that. But if she survives, fine. That's good. That's just. They should be the place.
So I'll drive on.
Okay. So you were closer than these guys.
Mm-hmm.
So essentially you're going back to the same...
To my other haven.
Okay.
but we're going above ground. You can park nearby, and there is the entrance that is used.
Okay. So describe, for the benefits of all, because you have quite a few havens, what these guys are finding.
Okay, this is a normal residential area, and it looks like one of those short buildings in which in the lower level there are some shops, and on the side there is like a store, like a storage sort of, like doors and a little garage door, like a storage. And probably Jim tells you, like right there on the alleyway, one of the service doors is just that door. Of course, it's locked.
Well, he did tell us to meet him at the entrance, at the end of the street, so I suppose he'll be here soon. You should keep your head down, by the way. I don't think we want anyone to, you know.
Oh, yeah.
I'm going to be, surprising nobody, quite paranoid.
Why is Benjamin paranoid, Peter?
Well, who could say?
These seats aren't leather. One of the things you notice as you begin looking around, and it's probably something that, although you noticed it before, it's not really apparent to either of you until the moment you got into the car, is just how awkward it is for someone to sit in a car when their legs are reversed. It's not
I basically
comfortable.
pulled the seat all the way back just to try and...
Yeah, it'd be comical if it wasn't so horrific.
I'm going to try really hard not to comment or look, but of course what I will do is keep looking every so often, but I'm trying really hard not to.
In the most unsubtle way, Benjamin tries not to look.
And fails.
It sucks to be me.
I know you said that it was your clan. I don't really understand why they're going backwards. I'm sorry to say. I know you must be in a lot of pain. I'm very sorry. It's just I just don't understand it. That's all.
Just as I don't think I understand why your clan are known, truly as known as the Mad.
I can give him a reason.
Is someone else in the car? Or yes, I suppose you have to sort of be in that person's shoes to I'm gonna have a, just in case it's someone like obfuscated. He's pretty sure it's probably just his own mind, but he's just gonna like maybe because it sounded like it was inside rather than outside the car. I'm assuming, so I might just have a little check in the back seat, like a little feel back there, just to make sure there's no one like invisibly.
So you reach around.
Yeah.
And begin feeling.
Yeah.
And there's no one there. And then as you kind of stop yourself from breathing a sigh of release, you look around, and it's not Jim sat in the car next to you.
Okay.
It is, in fact...
What a moment. No.
Yes.
Edward Colbert.
Oh, what, sitting where? Okay. I'll say, oh. Hello.
Am I hearing this? Him saying that?
You're not hearing anything I'm saying,
No.
just what he's saying to you.
Yes.
Do I hear that? What? So,
oh, no, sorry, you didn't hear that. You'd obviously hear what he's saying, but you heard nothing he's saying.
Oh, okay, fine.
You do realise that this is a very bad idea.
Well, can you be a little more specific?
A little more specific? What?
Sitting here with someone that's in this state, in a city like this. The fire's already started.
Yes. Yes.
What?
Well, think about it. Yes. Yes, we should. I should drive the car.
No, you should not go anywhere at this point.
It's not just the fire. It's the ones who are coming to put it out. They're already coming. And you're sitting next to the arsonist. And as you look into the mirror, there is an individual sat behind. Jim is now back where he was.
Okay.
As you glance back. And he's looking at you strangely, but the one in the back seat has features which are extremely hard to place. And it's not the same kind of individual that you've seen before.
Okay.
It's not the one that you've avoided painting.
Yeah.
This is a person who seems to have a face where every time you think, like, your mind is processing the details of what it's like, something changes.
Okay.
And it's so subtle a change that it's frustrating, and you can't look at it for too long because this person does not have a face. But the individual that sat there is so frighteningly, intimately familiar to you. It feels as though this is an individual you have known forever, but you do not know them. You know the name, but you don't know them.
Is it the same name? It is. Sorry, is it the same name as the second one? Right, okay. I will stare into the mirror for a moment and say, I think, I don't know. There's a lot going on. I don't think we should we would just sit here because what if well, what if the police have been watching? What if they know what my car looks like? What if we were followed here? What if are we being followed? Is there anyone not tailing us because I'm not moving, but like?
I mean, there's a car that pulls in behind you, and immediately you start setting up, but then immediately the individual behind you goes, and you feel assuaged.
See, no, I think we're okay. I think we're all right.
Are you tripping on something?
No, I'm not tripping on anything.
Oh, you're seeing something, are you?
Well, no, I'm just checking that there's no one following us because
Yeah. Did you think it was someone else just then, where you were talking?
Yes. I briefly. It's been a very strange few nights, Jim, and I briefly did see. I'm gonna be looking in the mirror. Are they still there?
They're coming, you know.
For me?
No. Well, I suppose that depends. Choices you make tonight will determine a lot. Determines whether you're on that bridge, or if you remain the one that painted it. Safe from your own brushwork.
I'm going to frantically think about paintings with bridges that I've done in the past.
You can recall the one where you first started hearing this individual.
tell you what I'm going to do, Jim. I don't feel especially
safe.
Yes.
Yeah.
And what I'm thinking I might do is just have a very quick walk around this immediate area to see if anyone is, watching us, and then I'm going to come back to the car. But what I would like you to do is make sure that you don't become visible from the windows at any point.
Yeah, in truth, I'm pretty sure you're not going to say anything, but do exit, you may as well just keep walking.
Well, we'll keep walking? No, but we need to talk to Moses about all kinds of things. I don't... You can drive, can't you?
Oh, I can drive, but yeah.
Yes, no, I know. What I mean is that when I go for a walk, I might leave the keys in the ignition, and then if you see me waving at you frantically, you can just drive away. Do you understand? Because I don't know. I have this feeling that maybe something terrible is going to happen, and I was very convinced it was going to happen to Moses, and now I'm not really very convinced it's just Moses.
And you have any specifics about this terrible thing?
Well, no, not really. Not really. Are they still there?
What are you hearing, seeing? What's going on?
I just, well, you know how once I saw something that hadn't happened yet?
Yeah.
In the Warrens.
Yeah.
This isn't really like that at all.
Right.
And I certainly wouldn't want to misspeak about what I'm seeing, and so I doubt I'm eloquent enough. I think I'm just going to pass, actually. Right, so I'm going to put the keys in the ignition. If things look very bad, obviously just start the car, but otherwise I'm going to have a little check around and I'll come back.
Alright.
But stay down.
Yep.
But obviously keep an eye out.
Oh, yeah.
Good. Right. So I'm gonna pretty much do what I said. I'm gonna get out of the car, as much just to try and clear my head, or at least get some sense of what's going on.
Okay, so you climb out of the car. It's quite cold weather at this point, especially at this hour in the morning. Doesn't bother you that much, but it does.
Yeah.
Ruffle your clothes and just remind you that the weather is picking up. So whereabouts are you walking?
I'm just gonna kind of walk off, just as if I'm heading off normally or naturally, until I get to a corner or a street or anything I can turn, so that I can then turn back and from there look back towards the car to see if anyone is observing or doing anything.
Okay, so roll a wits plus awareness for me.
Okay. Can I be using heightened senses for this?
If you want to be using heightened senses for this.
I like the way you said that. I think I probably do.
Okay.
And I'll just be pulling the blanket around and just...
Minus your clan bane.
Okay. Three.
Okay. You two have been driving with relative silence. You're getting no conversation out of Nancy, who is lost in her music and following the directions. And although that there is traffic and there's a lot of discord going on outside, you are still making a great progress towards this intended location. And then a couple of streets over, she stops the van and then looks over at Gideon.
Are we close?
We're close, but what are we doing with the van? I mean, if we find him, we need to get him back. So.
Let me walk there. And I'll call you. You can come around the back. There's an alley. The entrance to this place is sort of like a. It was supposed to be repurposed as a storage. So it'll have a place where you can park the van in the meantime. Just go in reverse, so the right side of the door is in front of the thingy.
Okay.
And I explained to her how to get in. That's it. And I hop off and start walking towards the place.
Okay. The moment your heightened senses go up, it takes every ounce of self-control you have to not scream.
Okay.
Because every individual around you, although they do not act like it, is suddenly a flame. The sky has gone red.
Okay.
And the individual that is stood beside you is now clearer.
Oh, they got out of the car with me.
They've never stopped following you.
Okay.
And the look on their face is one of intense regret, which frightens you even more than the fires do. And then as you turned and look at them, this individual speaks softly. And although no one's reacting physically to the flames, everyone is screaming.
Okay.
And you can hear the screams like they are being screamed individually and all at once in your ears. But you can hear the voices of this individual. And I say voices because it sounds like multiple being spoken.
Okay.
Spoken to you. And although there's so many speaking over each other, it's like one set of words that's being spoken.
Okay.
So it's clear.
Okay.
If you survive this, I have another I wish you to meet. Anatolia will show you. So you know.
Yes.
Can you hear their screams?
Yes. Yes, everyone. And it's like the painting. They're all on fire. You don't seem very worried.
I've seen this before.
So have I. Is it happening now?
No. It happened before and it will happen again. I mean, it's happening now somewhere in the world.
And Anatoly. Will they find me? Will I find them?
You'll find each other.
All right.
After.
After the flames?
After everything.
Oh, all right.
It looks over your shoulder and there is a single individual making their way towards you that is not a flame.
Okay, I'll fixate on that.
And then as you fixate, the flames ebb. Light returns. By light, I mean starlight. Yeah. And you can see the individual coming towards you is...
whatever is the most inconspicuous at the time in that corner.
So someone on fire.
But in the briefest glimpse, there's a flash of a face you recognize, and then it's back to your illusion.
Okay. So do I have an inkling that it might be Moses, or do I just think that's the one I know?
Roll wits plus all specs. Plus your clan Blaine? Bane.
Plus or minus?
Plus.
On this one it would be plus because it's allowing him. Yeah.
3.
Yeah, you recognise that brief glimpse as Moses.
Okay. I'm going to dash towards him like a sort of drowning man reaches for, I don't know, a life raft or something like that. I will drop heightened senses, however.
When he approaches me, I just try to grab him. It's like, are you okay? Are you okay? Are you okay?
Moses!
Are you okay? Are you okay? Shh, what happened? Where's Jim? Where's Jim?
He's in the car. He's fine. He's fine. Well, he's not fine. He's a mess.
Are you okay?
He's dying. I think he's dying. I mean, properly dying. I think he's so burnt, and his knees are just all wrong.
Calm down. Here. A key card, like, doot. Go to that door. Hold it open. I'll go look for him. We're going downstairs.
He's in my car. It's over there. It's over there.
There. Okay.
And there's so much to talk about.
Yeah, wait. Can he walk?
Oh yes, but no one can see him. No. Do I think my car is quite away from this door? So I'll bring the car over. You have to. We don't see him.
Bring it through the front, and then reverse a little bit. Don't block the.
All right.
The garage door.
And although Moses turns to move off, there is another sensation you get.
Okay.
You do not experience this. But Moses takes hold of you on both shoulders, leans in and kisses you on the cheek, and then moves off.
I'll be a bit, and then Benjamin will think, he really did mean it. And then I will...
Always. Always.
I will go back to the car.
Jim, you see Benjamin reapproach.
I open with a key card and go downstairs and open mine with a keypad. Like I open the panel, go with the keypad, open it again. So it's just not locked. So when we go downstairs, it's straight into the side entrance, the basement entrance. And then we'll go back upstairs to wait for them.
Okay.
So I'll get in the car. I won't immediately start it. I'll have a moment. And then I will probably say something like, on reflection, maybe having backward knees isn't so bad. And I'll start the car.
What?
You're right. That there are other things you could have, and they could be worse. That's all. And Moses is here.
Oh.
So you know how Benjamin drives? He knows he's lost it. He's going to be driving. Almost like so painfully slowly. It's just like crawling. But he's not going to be aware that he's driving that slowly. He's just going to be trying to keep it together. I'm going to kind of back the car up.
So was the plan to drive around to the rear entrance or wait for him to signal?
It's the same street. They're going.
Did you need to signal before they went?
Yes, I was gonna say I'm gonna text them effectively.
Okay.
Come drive around. Because I'm gonna have Benjamin's car block the entrance, and they're coming from the other side. Garage door, only one way in and out.
Okay.
I'm just minimizing the routes of escape.
Okay.
Just in case.
Okay.
Also, it's my haven. I know the ways in and out better than the rest of them, so I still have my route of escape through the tunnels, but they don't know that.
Okay. So you make your slow, torturous way over.
Yeah.
And you watch as he pulls up. And you can see through the window, even though he's kept himself low via the rear chair and his hood up, it's painfully clear just how fucked Jim is. And this is only by virtue of you standing close to the car. But if there was other people on the street, he would not be driving this slow.
No.
Because they'd see.
So I open the door and immediately open the door to the storage basement, and open the car door.
Okay.
So between the two doors, it's like a little bit blocked from view.
Yeah.
Like open one door, open the other door.
No, move through.
Come here.
Okay.
Stand to this side.
Yeah.
Come, Benjamin, you can leave the car there.
Yeah, I'll just follow.
Whitman's a fucking asshole. Well, what?
Questions later. Wait a second. Come.
Yeah, I'll follow.
Yeah.
Okay. When everybody's in, close the door, turn on the light. It's basically a small storage room that goes like a little stairs in a small basement-like storage room. It's empty. It's just empty.
Okay.
And then I open the door to my proper haven, that the secret one that he knows that it's just there. Just go.
So as the door flicks on, you immediately catch a glimpse of the walking burnt toast that is Jim. He is fucked. And if this is the state mortals saw him in,
58 of them, by some accounts.
and you notice the bowed legs, you notice, again, you feel that exact same sense of dread and horror that is not just yours, but is intensified by the beast. And the walking example of just how little your immortality means when something as prevalent as fire can do this to you in seconds. It's a reminder of your immortality, and to Kindred, that's not a small thing.
Yeah. So we go in, bring the lights up here, flicker things to life. There is two cards of a subway. In you know the turntables.
Yeah.
But they're there, and it looks like a small service abandoned one. And there is an old couch and a TV. So, what happened?
Richard Whitman and Darren Fitcher.
They did this to you?
They blew up the building while that we were all still inside it. I barely got out. And then last thing I remember was the building blowing up.
That was last night.
That was last night.
Wait here, let me see what I have on the terminals. And I go in, keypad, open the door. So it's basically, you see like a little surveillance thingy, like the one I had in my room. But it's on the back, on the front end of one of the... And I just bring the monitors to life. I mean, everything is running on idle and some of them are alive, so it's just me waiting for the monitors to come in.
Remind me, because I seem to recall we had a conversation about this during an early episode.
Yeah.
Did you put cameras in everyone's rooms?
Yes.
You did. Okay.
I mean, sorry, but I did, yes.
Can't remember if that's something you agreed with the coterie or if you did it slyly.
No, I did it on my own.
Okay. So,
like a good hound.
you go looking through the footage.
I'm gonna go looking through the footage of the front door.
Yeah.
That's the one I want until they appear. But in the meantime, I'm gonna be messaging to Gideon. Come around the back. Combination for the door is this.
Again's taken off.
It's just so basically they will be coming, like the door upstairs I left it unlocked, and when they go down I left the panel open so they can just key in the combination and come in.
Okay. So
I'm looking in the main one in the lobby, the cameras that we all know and love first, for the entrance of Darren Fitcher and Richard Whitman.
Richard Whitman enters first.
Mm-hmm.
And he looks around and goes and checks the rooms very quickly. Not as in goes into each, but he moves to the rooms that he knows are occupied by people, listens at them.
Does he have anything with him?
A bag.
Okay.
Or a satchel, rather. And then after a moment he moves back towards the front door, opens it very subtly and then shuts it again. And a few moments later, Fitcher appears and shuts the door, locks it. They turn around the sign and then they check all the blinds and then shut them. And then they both slowly begin making their way up the stairs. They pause, share some words that you can't hear. And as they're moving with the clear expectation that they're going to run into someone. And you track them on the cameras going all the way up towards
Cassius room. Now, during this trek of theirs, do they at any point stop to place anything
nothing on this video. They literally head up towards Cassius.
I leave it until the camera that is on that hallway in Katya's room, just run it forwards.
Okay.
I don't show anything inside of any of the rooms unless necessary.
Okay. So they move up towards Katya's room and step inside. Close the door. And then after a while, Jim appears making his way towards Katya's room. And then he steps up the stairs towards the door and then he's out of frame.
Okay. And I just fast forward until anyone comes out.
There is a white flash on the screen, and then the feed stops.
Okay, so it's basically me fast forward, it stops, I turn it back, and then I get to see the flash, and it stops. What happened in that room?
They appear to know of our kind.
So are you looking at the one in the room? No. Okay.
One thing is to have the knowledge, and another thing is to lose, have him lose any trust on me. I will be going back to footage the night before, and as he talks, I try to see if Darren Fisher had been there the night before, and if not, the night before, or the day. I'm going through 24 hours worth of video, as far back as I can.
You're not gonna have time to go through 24 hours worth of video.
No.
Okay.
That's why I'm stalling while
Okay.
getting information, while Gideon and Nancy appear.
Okay.
Simple play. So, what was that white flash?
That was an explosion going off.
Okay, so Darren Fisher, who's a criminal,
Yep.
and Richard Whitman, who's a police officer,
Yes.
are together.
We're together. They're very dead now.
I've seen them. They're dead. I've seen the bodies. I went and checked.
This is Milovsky as well, right?
Yes.
Yes.
Lieutenants.
Gone.
Yes.
So those are the 5 bodies
Yes.
that were in the news.
Yes.
Yes.
Now, why did they blow it up?
They appeared. They were looking for evidence for who killed Whitman's daughter. And it was you, and they gave clear evidence. They were saying very clearly that they knew of our kind.
Clear evidence.
For what they were saying.
Stop the footage. Richard Whitman pull up financial phone records. I'm gonna hack the shit out of the system for this one.
Okay.
They knew
Might
about
not
us.
have the time.
No, but if I have it on my search bar, it'll be there when I come back.
They knew about us. They threatened to blow up the building if I did not let them out. However, of course, they knew about our kind. I didn't think they were actually going to blow up the fucking building. Not while they're inside it. I thought they were going to bluff.
So you decided to play chicken with a guy with his thumb on the trigger.
I didn't see the trigger until just before he hit the fucking button. I didn't think they were going to blow themselves up.
Dios mío, ¿qué hice yo para merecer esto? Okay. So we need to solve this.
And
The building blew up.
definitely with pre-planted explosives, which I'm pretty sure, from what.
No. Wait. You are alive, but you were inside.
Barely alive.
What happened afterwards, Ian?
I heard the explosion. I ran towards the window, got caught by the fire. There was no way I was escaping that. The last thing I remember is hitting the pavement. I don't remember what happened after that.
So you don't know if anyone saw you in that state.
With the distance I traveled,
Distance I traveled?
yes, across. It appears that I crossed London to South London, North London.
You ended up in North London.
Yes,
You do realize Camberwell is on the south.
yes.
So you went over the Thames and all. Did you happen to stop by Canary Wharf, ask for a tea?
I have no idea. I have no memory of that.
Oh, you probably went over a bridge.
Or more than one. I'm gonna go and, you know what, on that list that have, like, what I'm gonna do is, again, pull one of my logs, put the search for Darren Fisher and especially Richard Whitman's financials, phone records, and across it. I am gonna start writing cameras over bridges looking for Jim as the door opens, probably.
You've been waiting patiently. As patiently as you can, knowing that the living saint is furious. In all the time you've served Jacqueline, you've seen her angry once. And that resulted in the execution of 5 kindred. Five kindred without the permission of the prince.
Fucking hell.
For which she was punished. But she did it anyway.
Oh, por Dios. I already sent you the text. You can feel free to come in at your earliest convenience. I am just having a chat.
Nancy, the moment she sees the message, begins driving up down towards the route that was indicated. And then stops. And she turns in the seat, pulls out the headphones finally. And it's finally because with your degree of hearing, it doesn't matter how firmly she pushes them in. And you insist she pushes them right in. You can still hear that music.
Yeah.
And if you didn't know how devout she was as a Christian, you'd assume based upon the music she's listening to that she's the furthest thing from it. But her faith is a rival to your own.
Like her already.
There is no way Jacqueline would let her anywhere near the position she holds. And has actually held for a decent amount of time. If she didn't have the faith she did. So she takes off the headphones, wraps them, puts them in her pocket, and zips it. So, what's the plan?
Well, if Moses has him upstairs. Is it
No,
upstairs?
I said
Or
downstairs.
it's downstairs. It should be a fairly simple affair, given the state that he is supposedly in.
My experience, cornered kindred are not exactly the easiest to take out.
No. But there are 3 of us.
I'm not questioning her judgment. But do we know we can trust Moses to be unbiased in this?
I suppose we shall see.
Okay.
So has she pulled into the building now? And
Yeah, she pulled in where she'd been instructed.
Yeah. So Gideon will pick up his carry case, and leave and go where Jim is.
Okay. So
Supposedly.
she pulls out what looks to be a tennis holder, but the contents are suggested to you by the fact that where the zip is, there is a blade sticking out from one corner. It's not subtle, and you insist she leaves it in the car. But when she does go with it, you can absolutely see the weight of it because she leans as she walks and starts making the way down towards where you are and follows you down towards the keypad. And waits.
Oh wait, the door is locked. I need to.
The code is in the message.
Oh, okay, yeah. I will put
You have
the
to
code
just key it in.
in. Yep, I'll put the code in. Is it correct?
Go on. Don't let Nazi get in your head.
Yeah. And
The door opens.
It'll not be subtle. It will be beep.
Yeah. And as you turn and look, you see. Have you met Gideon yet?
I've seen it in passing.
You'll have seen him in court when the
Standing next to the constable,
Yeah.
translating everything for her, and then Moses standing next to him as a hound.
And he'd step in. And at his side would be a girl that's a good 2 foot shorter than him.
I've got to move out. Character keeping it, turn back and go.
So, I jump and bite Jim. Soaring leap, fang attack.
Okay. I will say. Do wits plus insight for me.
And I would do what?
Do manipulation. No, composure.
Okay.
Plus.
Subterfuge.
I'd say.
Yeah.
He's not really lying to him. It's more.
No,
But he's trying to hide
He's
his
trying to
intent.
hide his intention to attack.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. My specialty applies.
Sure.
Willpower. Four successes.
Wow. Good use of willpower.
Yeah, it was either that or a bestial failure.
Make your attack at a difficulty of 1. So.
With penalty.
Difficulty 2 for.
No, it's a static difficulty of 1, but I have a 2-die penalty for it being a bite attack. But I arouse the blood, so it's not massive. I just need 1 success. That means I have hunger too. I got 2 successes, so
So it does a flat damage of 2.
2 aggravated.
2 aggravated.
And I'm out.
There is, as you step through the door, and Nancy steps in with you. You watch as
And
these
I go
2
hungry.
individuals step through,
Yeah.
and then you,
Do you?
where Moses was a
Six.
second before on the terminal.
Oh no.
The chair is kicked away as he lunges across the room towards Jim. And as Jim rounds towards him and sees him, Moses is already on top of him, pulling his head aside. And beneath his fingers, seared flesh rips, and he just bites. And Jim, as his eyes go wide, his fangs drop and his hands begin to transform. He just stops moving and collapses.
I just hold him there. I just make sure that, because I went hungrier. So, and then I look at Gideon and Nancy as I open my mouth and he drops.
I also will look at Nancy.
Sorry, Jim.
What's going on?
Just turn around.
Hang on, no, wait. When he comes near me, I am not letting him back. He's just the tape. I'm gonna fling myself back against the wall and go, what are you doing? What's going on?
Jim was seen by at least 58 people that we know of.
Oh no, the Masquerade.
The constable has asked him.
Oh no, the constable.
So I did this so she didn't have to come here herself and get him. It was me safely getting Jim. And he was a coterie mate, so I would rather be the person who delivers him.
Right.
Prince Emrys is going to execute him.
Oh.
And I've already asked for the rest of the coterie for us not to be judged with him. Remember?
Yes.
We're judged
Yes.
together.
Yes, I remember. I'll look over in Gideon's direction.
Gideon will be walking over to Jim and pulling out a stake and just
making
make
sure.
Yeah.
Okay. And Nancy's kind of observing your tech layout. And she's looking between bits in a way that's...
I just shove Benjamin outside of the room and hit the buzzer so it closes.
Okay.
I imagine that happens, yeah.
Yep. The door shuts.
So we're outside, but my tech setup is now inside of the thingy. I'm so moving havens again.
This is expensive.
You mean the place or the gig, the setup?
Both.
The place isn't. It's an abandoned turning station for maintenance. I just bought the little storage that has access to it. The station was taken down, and this sort of basement part was supposed to be its holding place. I have the deeds for it if you want to buy them. I'm taking my shit out of here.
Who's this? And she points to the names in the search.
I closed the.
You closed it?
Yeah.
Okay.
I took Benjamin outside of the car, and I just closed everything in the little compartment cars, like the train cars, which is where I have my screens. So we're on the little part outside, with the little couch where Katya and Alicia slept.
She leans over towards Gideon and whispers both names to you.
Okay. Which were...
Richard Whitman and Darren Fisher. See why I have so many events? I need more now. I don't say that out loud, by the way. I mean, I'm just crying on the inside. Thinking of my puppy.
Okay.
I have to name my puppy. Calamity, I'm gonna call it.
So is there anything you know, Moses? You better tell us now.
Just what he just told me.
Which was?
Remember when I was recounting the amount of people that had been seen in my security footage? And I mentioned one kind that had assaulted the landlady. He was in it, but he's a crook. And Richard Whitman was a police officer. His daughter died in our domain. And as far as I understand it, he had been following the guys, but I'm not sure. I think... Have you seen Richard Whitman around?
I'm on the other side of a door, aren't you?
No, you are on the outside. I shoved you out of the
is
car.
Everybody's
out, like
outside of the door.
Oh, okay. I thought they were having all this conversation and Benjamin was on the other side of the door. Sorry.
No. Everybody, including James Corpse. In Torque.
Right. Okay.
Everybody's there.
Now I'm
outside. No
sorry.
one can see my computers and my.
I just assumed you were like, let's get Benjamin out of this room, and then you shut him out. Okay. Right.
Have you seen Richard Whitman recently?
I saw his corpse.
Before that?
Yes, he was trying to. I told you he was trying to get into Elysium.
During court.
He was watching. They wouldn't let him in, but then he waited outside watching.
And I have some footage, but it's from last night. I would need to go frame by frame over the last few days. I don't know how long, because if what I read on the news and what Jim said, that it was more a demolition style of explosion.
He thought it was connected to something bigger. He thought it was something bigger. That's what he said to me.
Yeah, that's why I'm gonna try and figure out who else did Richard Whitman talk to. As a police officer with a finger on the bomb, on the trigger of the bomb, he would have told somebody. Is
that? I mean, is that it? For I'll kind of point in Jim's, but towards Jim's body. Is this done? I mean, is this? There's nothing else to say. Is that?
On me? On Jim?
Say, there's another situation.
Do I see who's calling? Alicia. Hello, sweetie.
You're not Jim.
No, I'm not.
Why have you got Jim's phone?
Because I'm next to Jim.
Put him on for me.
He's unavailable right now. Did he tell you that he was like toasty crispy after last night's explosion of our haven?
I'm not in the city, so I don't really know jack shit.
Well, your child is in torpor. He has extensive wounds, burns. Someone blew up the cross hands last night.
Who?
Not over the phone.
Where are you?
With Jim in one of my havens.
Which one?
One of them. Where are you?
Who's with you?
Benjamin.
Put him on the phone.
No. Where are you, Alicia? Jim needs you. Her sire. She's probably gonna be pissed.
Well, I doubt she'll be as pissed as the constable.
Yeah, but there's a difference. She's pissed at me.
There's
So these kind,
What situation, Benjamin?
well, it's a personal one, sort of, but it involves another police officer and someone. I don't know if this is a big city thing, but it's an urgent thing that I need to talk to you about.
Come on, speak.
Or if you're sure, there's a police officer that Jim knew, and he's threatening to kill Jim's sister if Jim doesn't kill Alan Burr by tonight.
The fuck?
That's what I said in so many words. It happened just on the way here, and Jim made me promise that I would try and, well, before the call actually, maybe he knew it was. I was going to ask you to try and track.
Go over Jim's phone. See incoming and outgoing calls.
Recent ones. The recent ingoing call is obviously Alicia, and before that, one from DS James.
So I recognize the name because he's the guy who got me in for the hacking. So Detective Sergeant James has Sarah.
Yes.
And he's gonna kill her.
Yes.
If Jim doesn't kill Alan Burr.
Yes. Apparently.
Why?
Alan Burr was involved in some, I don't know, case involving DS James's son, I think.
Alan Burr is a retired police officer. He's not a barrister.
It was a short call.
Text Alicia. Just found out from Jim's phone. Just found out about Sarah and DS James. I'll try to track him and get an address. Send.
He
Also, next text. Also, sorry, Benjamin had me on edge. Send.
Yes, but so we need to deal with that, and I'll be kind of looking between you two.
This is potentially an issue.
Is there anything that we can do? Because you were saying we might all be punished together.
We might, but it is important that I bring this up. This might be an issue. As far as I understand it, and from what transpired the last time we had conversations around Sarah is of course very important to Jim, but also to Alicia. If this guy kills her, Alicia will not stop.
And also, shouldn't we do something if we know he's going to kill her?
Yes. But I don't know what my orders are for the night.
We need to deliver Jim to the prince.
To his office or to his where? You picked me up at his office.
Constable.
Oh, we have to deliver Jim to the constable.
Yeah, and then we're all going for a ride.
And then we're going all for a ride, okay.
Mm-hmm. Prince is eager to see you.
Can I have...
You might as well come as well, because if he decides that, you're all... Saves us from having to hunt you.
It'll help if you come along to make our case, not to be judged together with you.
All right,
Thanks.
I suppose.
Can I have a few minutes to try and pinpoint the location of this guy? So I can send something to Alicia and avoid her going on a rampage.
Oh, I think Jim's told her. He said to me that he told her.
Oh, okay. Well, I just sent her a text, but I would like to give her an address.
Yes.
How long would it take you?
Depends on whether or not he picks up the phone.
You can try while we get this into the van.
Cool. Open the thing, connect Jim's phone to my network and everything to try and run a trace. Okay. So DS James. Fastest search I can muster of information on on DS James and his son. And Alan Burr. Probably from information that I have from Alan Burr.
Okay. Wits plus technology. Next networks does not apply.
Does not apply.
Do the other two kindred pick up Jim and leave? Is that what they're doing?
Well, she's not going anyway.
Oh, okay.
She's watching his technology with a rapt fascination.
Willpower. I already have 3 successes. I want to make it more. 4 successes.
Okay. You can't track it.
No. I'm looking for information about DS James, his son, and Alan Burr. I just want to know as much information as I can before I make the call.
Okay. DS James
Because I have to make the call and have him talk or keeping on the line for a certain amount of time. And I'm looking for topics of conversation. So it's like Alan Burr, the connection with his son, and all of that.
So DS James was a very capable cop. He wasn't the best. He was very capable and he was very dedicated to what he did. He was also extremely by the book. Never had any disciplinaries or anything else brought against him. His son was killed in a collision.
Mm-hmm.
And the individual responsible, despite the fact that there was plenty of evidence to prove it was them,
Mm-hmm.
was let off in exchange for information. The nature of the information is only known because it's on police record. It's not something that was released outside of it, but it was Alan Burr that secured his release.
Yeah.
The information is relating to something else, but it's not listed as what. But ever since then, DS James has basically nosedived in career.
Okay.
His son was his only son and his only living relative.
Oh, okay. This is going to be a difficult one.
We're going to pause there.
Whew. Yes. Thank
Go
you.
to the break.
Yes. Yes.
So,
Whew. Sorry. Sorry.
You should have seen chat, man.
I've seen chat.
Alright, so
I wanted to kill Jim.
No. He's my friend. I get to deliver
You
him.
go first, dibs.
I get to deliver him.
I think someone else has first dibs at the moment.
Sorry?
I think someone else has first dibs at the moment.
Yeah. Somebody else has dibs on Jim.
Okay.
so the first
Relationship map.
there is
Relationship map.
no relationship map this week because nothing changed in it. But
Oh,
the Board
shit.
of the Dead, let me tell you,
Oh my God.
it's all happening on the Board of the Dead.
Yeah.
It is a Board of the Deck week.
So I am gonna hand over to Phil probably while Mitch flies like a bird over to the screen.
Yeah.
Yep.
The thing that
Don't touch
Look
my
at
depot.
that filled board.
Yeah.
Look at that billboard.
It was ultimately decided that it was Jim's fault. Everyone died. So we have adding to the board Sydney Totterdale,
One of our tenants.
She was
Darren
a
Fitcher.
divorcee.
Yeah, the old Darren Fitcher, no longer in the not cool.
Yep. Andy Welch,
The other tenant.
He was the nice workman guy who talked to Katia.
Richard
No,
Whitman.
Richard Whitman, no longer in the not cool. Now it's the.
the Crossed Hands as well.
Our first building kill.
Yeah, yeah.
Not the last.
Julia Morowski. May she rest in peace.
She's not dead.
Oh my God.
Better.
Look at.
Yeah. So I believe it is now official
It is very official,
that Jim has the highest kill count.
dude. You have a building. you
That's worth loads of points.
Well,
you killed the building.
Well,
that is you win.
if I've got
forever.
if I've got to go out, I only got to go out in style.
Yes,
Like, come
yes. Word.
on. I see the chat. Oh my God, the chat.
Okay.
Mitch.
So,
Can we have?
We have questions in chat.
so before I think we'll do questions
Yeah.
at the
We'll
end.
do questions.
Oh, before we do
Yeah.
questions.
Yeah, before we do questions.
So, we have been sent something lovely by Alicia, Sass, and Josh. And true to my promise, I've not opened it. Well, beyond just checking that there's like.
Not a bomb.
Or anthrax.
Or anthrax.
You know.
So
He made it through
other
customs.
than that, the only thing in there that didn't survive was one of the chocolate bars on the top, which
It has sweets and goodies.
I'm assuming so. It turned into sludge
I feel like I
Yeah,
deserve
because
Ooh.
a neighbour of mine retained it for too long because the postman didn't let me know it.
Dibs or maple syrup?
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know. If there is some dibs.
So
I'm both
This is really cool,
overwhelmed and terrified because I've no what.
So let's see.
did someone write an effigy for Jim?
I think Fast Assassin's.
Oh.
Oh,
It's a thing and a thing.
It's a thing and a thing.
I think it's.
Oh.
Ooh, it smells good. I have no idea.
It's fudge.
Although I won't read
Looks
the-
like fudge to
It's
me.
fudgy.
I'll tell you what, I will try it and then I'll let you know.
I won't obviously read the whole thing. It
Love
mention
the-
that there's a bottle in there, and it says the rest is for the players and tech ghouls to fight to the death over.
So the bottle is for you.
Well, the one that says Titus/ST.
Yes.
I will.
Oh, you should have sent it last week. I was ST.
Yeah, but you're not
I
Titus.
will,
Maple butter? Oh my
Oh, wow.
God.
I'll try that one and let you know how it is.
Okay.
Oh, maple
Syrup de
syrup.
maple. Syrup. Sorry, maple syrup. Syrup de maple.
Syrup de maple.
Syrup
In fact,
d'érable.
oh,
Sorry.
and look, there's a maple syrup.
I
In
want
fact,
to
I think
open
they
up.
might. This is gonna like.
Take this one.
Take this one.
See, I got cold dips on the
Oh
maple.
my
Thank
God.
you.
Thank you very much.
And there is a coffee crisp. Oh, we can add that to educating Carlos.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh wow.
Ooh, nice shit,
that is
eh?
Look at all
good.
this maple.
Yeah, we have.
We have a lot of. We
And
need
there's
some
some
paint.
maple.
One of my
Clearly-
favourite people.
Whiskey.
I think that might.
I have that.
No, I think that's just padding.
That's just padding. I
Oh,
think.
okay. All right.
I think.
all right.
Yes.
Yeah.
There is a.
Thank you.
Is that just a card padding or is there a thing?
Hopefully it's a card padding.
Yes.
Yes.
Padding.
Okay.
Just padding.
Making sure that all the goodies were
Excellent.
good. Thank you very much.
Yeah. Thank you.
And we're definitely gonna have those, and we probably can have this one
think-
like special Canada bit
Yeah.
in educating.
I think
Carlos.
everyone has to hold this, and we have to make a really smug face at the camera.
Okay.
Um,
Mine's Bush Mug. Mine gets you drunk.
All right.
Oh no, I can gorge
Right.
from this for ages.
nice.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. Thank you. We promise they will all
Oh my
find good
God.
homes.
Oh my
It will.
God.
Now I'm curious of how a Jaffa cake with maple
Wow.
syrup, and that would be desecrating
Well
the
remembered,
syrup,
Press.
or the Jaffa cake,
Can I
or
make-
it would be amazing.
Can I make a little maple syrup pyramid over here?
Oh yeah, sure.
No, you're not having my make. I've got your number, Mitch.
A wall of maple. So, Thank you, guys.
Thank you very
Thank
much. This is
you.
amazing.
Very much.
So did we?
Oh my God.
We had questions.
I did ask chat while I was over there.
You made him cry now. I hope you feel
Oh.
bad.
No, they're happy tears. They're tears of joy.
Yeah.
Nothing that happens on this show is happy, as this last episode has shown.
I'm watching chat, so if you got any other questions, please put them in while I try. The only question I've seen so far is for Titus, which is from Gasira64.
I have the answer for this one.
Oh shit.
Which is, do you have an idea of what you want to accomplish tonight, apart from killing Jim?
Hiding evidence and burying him.
Yep. Yep.
I'm going to take this time because it's going to fall over.
Yeah,
Should I
do
just let it happen?
No, don't let it
Don't
happen.
let it happen.
Alright.
Don't
Do
let
not
the
let it
maple fall.
happen.
Don't let the maple syrup
I would
fall.
They've come a long way and we can't
If
trash
they
them
fall,
now.
I
I would
destroy
just make
another
a great
precious
maple
NPC.
wall.
Yeah.
Yeah, a maple
My
wall.
maple wall.
That's a really cool Magic the Gathering
As
card,
well as
incidentally.
East _Friesland _ LP says Malop update Ostfriesland Niedersachsen D. I'm sorry. I'm appalling at that.
Ostfriesland.
Yeah.
Friesland? That's well, the Friesland is in. No, it's Ostfriesland. So this is Germany, right?
Yeah.
Right? Hopefully, I'm right.
So just to say, there is
Is
a
that Denmark?
Near
big Malop update
no
coming.
Denmark.
It's going to be very exciting.
Denmark.
Carlos is going to be doing it next week.
Oh.
Brace yourselves, everyone.
Niedersachsen.
Well, one that seems to be directed for me.
I will definitely Google how to pronounce it
Yeah.
and where it is.
I think this one is probably directed for me, which is how are you now with the situation? Honestly, I thought a couple of weeks ago when it happened, when the building was blowing up, I thought when Tyler was saying Howard, I thought that's Jim gone. And honestly,
Almost was.
yeah, it was. I have one box unchecked. The two that are automated by the bite were the two that I had. So Moses took me down, and of course, part of me kind of really want. I'm pretty sure Jim's gonna go at this point. Part of me also wanted Jim to go down. You know, like I can blaze a glory and all that.
You did.
You know.
The thing is that you're so tough that on the blaze of fire you survived.
Yeah.
And now that you survived the blaze of fire, well,
I get taken out.
You just died as a
By
baby
that
as well.
like, I want to die in a blaze of fire. Why am I so tough?
Yeah.
If you hadn't made that check to make it to the window, trust me, you would have.
yeah.
And because after it's being first character, I think in Vampire you expect your first character to die, to be honest. So yeah, I think discussions will be had maybe later, if depending on what happens in this episode,
Yeah.
because I believe Jim's fate at this point is in their hands.
And unless 4 kindred suddenly have a change of heart, I think you may be right. Fuck the prince.
This is Jacqueline's decision.
So
It's all on Mitch. Hate Mitch.
I want the T-shirt. That.
No.
Well,
They wanted me to kill Jim.
well. According to the chat,
I'm the
blame
hero.
is placed on someone else's shoulders for this whole mess.
yep.
Oh.
Do you wanna know who?
Mrs. Minovsky.
No, yours.
Why?
Because you killed the girl that started this all off.
A. I fed on her because Jim, I might remind you, Chad,
Hey,
Jim
this is
fed on my meal. Katya got me a meal, Jim fed on her, and that drove me all the way to Hunger 5 with no willpower because I had to stop.
See, I got your back.
So
Frass.
again, Frassi, his fault from the very beginning.
We need a tally.
I think the take home from this is that it is not in any way Katia or Benjamin's fault.
Yeah.
That's what we should take
Emphasis
home
under
from this.
Benjamin.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Ultimately, of course, characters die, and if this goes, this is my first. Well, this won't be my first character death technically, because of a TPK, because of stupidity.
Well, TPK is
Yeah.
different.
Yeah.
Total party kill is another kind of.
Let us not rule out a TPK.
Yeah, I mean,
haven't.
Emrys can always say, "Screw it, the 4 of you."
Yeah.
And really, part of me I gotta admit, this part of me is hoping that not only am I gonna go, but these guys
Yeah,
will go
yeah.
as well.
Let's face it. It would be fair.
Because you're such a lovely guy.
Yes, I know.
Shortest book. This is like the Penguin book, Blood of the Thames.
Yeah.
And then next week, everybody with new characters is like, you have been given this domain. Treat it fairly.
No,
because
next
the,
week it's
the
a
previous coterie died.
it's a solo game with Gideon.
Yeah! The rest of the book. The rest
Gideon.
of the book is just solo Gideon.
Gideon and his amazing friend.
Like, we're gonna go on some lovely adventures,
Yeah,
kill some sinners, you know, all the good stuff.
But honestly,
With an upbeat theme song.
Yeah.
I think I said this, but with everything that was going on, I came into this thinking, it'll be fine. I won't get anywhere with it. Okay, that's happened. Okay, what? And yeah, so throughout all this has been one hell of a phenomenal ride. And not only thanks to all you fans watching, thank you so much. I think these incredible people who I've met and will continue gaming with this. But and what?
Yeah, this is
Yeah.
all the way from Canada.
Yeah.
From the Canadas.
All the way. It's come a long way.
And it's pure.
Don't make it
now.
worse. I'm struggling not to gorge on mine right now, like straight out of the mini bottle.
I mean, if that's how you want to have yours, that's fine. But that's not how. But you're gonna not have mine that way.
Can we play a vampire game where instead of blood they just drink maple syrup?
Yeah. That'll be the follow-up after.
That would be. Oh, that could be the Christmas special.
So, do we have any other questions?
Yeah. Do we have another question before I?
No, I think that.
I'm gone again.
Guys, if you have any other questions, ask them now. Ask them now.
No, I think we just want to find out what happens, Tyler.
Don't drink the syrup.
Can any of that?
Yeah.
No, just laugh.
Fuck you.
Okay, I'm getting mixed signals here, guys. Okay, so working on the assumption there is no other questions.
I think Christmas.
Thank you.
Syrup.
Yeah. Don't go too far.
I won't.
So I guess I'm just sticking around for the rest of the session.
I don't know.
You can look after the chat now, Phil.
Okay.
I have no idea about that.
Yeah, I'm keeping an eye on that. It's fine. Alright, sorry.
So, you got the information that you could find.
Grab a chip. Put it in my burner. Call Alan Burr. Put a voice filter on it. Just in case.
Bzzzt. Bzzzt.
What's the name of DS James? First name.
Bzzzt.
Richardson.
Richard.
That's his surname.
Sounds interesting.
James Richardson. Cool.
Okay.
Okay.
Bzzzt. Bzzzt. Yep.
Alan Burr.
Speaking.
This is the name. Detective Sergeant James Richardson. Ring a bell.
Who are you? And why are you calling at 2 in the morning?
Someone that wants to see you survive. Detective Sergeant James Richardson is blackmailing someone into killing you. He has kidnapped somebody he's willing to kill just to get you off. He blames you for letting the man who killed his son go away. Be extra careful tonight. So he will do his bit, and I will do mine.
Okay.
I'll try to get DS James. I'll try to keep him on the phone long enough to run the trace.
You're calling him.
From Jim's phone, which is connected to my tracker. Like now that I'm hearing my, this is the the haven that has the laboratory, so I have all the tech here. So I'm just hooking up everything.
Are you communicating in any way what you're doing?
Hmm?
Do you give any indication of what you're doing, or are you just doing this stuff?
I'm just
He's just in like hacker man mode.
yeah,
so, like,
yeah.
Okay.
So if someone asks, I will probably reply.
The numbers going down the screen.
Yeah.
Okay.
And call just from Jim's phone, Alan Burr. Sorry, D.S. James.
Go straight to voicemail.
Again.
Go straight to voicemail.
Sarah's phone number.
Go straight to voicemail.
From Jim's phone, look at the time D.S. James called. Go into the registry of whatever the company is, Ultra Haggard, and try to triangulate, knowing the time and the position of his phone and the towers and delays and like literally I'm gonna try to trace it back from there. This is gonna take so much. Oh.
It's going to take a while and it's going to be difficult.
Yes.
What is Gideon still here?
Yes.
No, or you left with Jim, didn't you?
Oh no, no. Gideon took Jim upstairs. Nancy's here.
Yes.
Okay.
Does my network specialty apply for this?
Yes. It's going to be difficult.
Yeah.
Oh dang.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're good. You're
10
good.
successes, critical success.
Yeah.
Happy crit.
Yeah.
I got 3 10s. One of them are a red die, but I'm making my happy critical with these 2.
Yeah.
So that's 4. And then every other single die got a success. So that's an extra 6.
That's crazy. You got 4 7s.
That's
Yeah. 3 10s and a 6. So yes, 10 successes, happy crit.
Okay.
Whew.
So,
Ghost in the Moses.
Perhaps-
Moses in the shell.
faster than you have ever had, you managed to find
Ridiculous.
based upon the speed and the positioning and everything else, and you are being watched with mild appreciation by Nancy as she's watching you work.
Does he currently look like he has celerity? Like, is that
Yeah, probably. Probably. I look like I
As
have
he
celerity.
is currently working to triangulate the position, and based upon this, he is outside of London, close to where Alan Burr lives. It's impossible for you to place the exact location.
No.
But it is within a mile of where Alan Burr lives.
From the same phone that has the voice thingy?
Yeah.
Again, Amber.
Bzzzt. Yes.
Do not leave your house. James Richardson is in your area. The voice that picked up was Alan Burr, right?
Sounds like it.
Okay. Cool. Alan Burr,
Yes.
do not leave your house.
Click.
Yeah, that's probably DS James. I send a message to Alicia. And I also tell them that I need to go there. So it's like, Nancy, can we have a little detour?
Am I here? Am I back
Yeah.
now?
Looks like the police officer went straight to kill the lawyer himself. This will have complications. The person he has hostage is Jim Roy Wood's sister. 'Cause
Is this an immediate concern?
Well, someone that can be tracked to a kindred, yeah. Not one, two. Alicia was taking care of her for a while.
It seems unwise to keep the prince waiting.
Yes, I agree.
Most unwise.
And
Mortals killing mortals is hardly our concern.
I don't think he's going to.
Absolutely.
I don't think he's going to kill her until the end of the night.
Sarah had a chat with Jim.
What kind of chat?
A normal one. No information, no nothing. The fact that
Okay.
it happened after Jim had faked his own death. So Sarah knows James is alive. She knows nothing of us. She just thinks Jim abandoned her and the family.
So how'd you find Corpsey?
Sorry?
How'd you find Corpsey?
Alicia. His sire.
The impulsive one.
Yes.
Do we know she doesn't know anything about us?
No. I believed what they said. I would say that she knows nothing from what I gathered from the meeting they had. Also, had she known anything, Jim would have told us. So we could contain the situation appropriately.
And how much does this Alan know?
Of us, nothing. Nothing. But this Richardson could know. There is nothing in my records of him not knowing. He also aided me into infiltrating the police force so I could put a tab on the system when I needed it back in the day. So at least we know he's a corrupt cop. Now how much he knows about us, couldn't tell.
So we got two potential breaches in one place. Not confirmed, but potential breaches.
Do I know who Alicia is?
You know of her.
Is she? Do I know if she is a nuisance to
Everyone knows she's a nuisance.
the constable or the prince? Or
She steers clear of them two.
of course she does.
She's a nuisance to the degree where it doesn't warrant their kind of attention. It's more a case of if she's
Okay.
pissing you off, deal with it yourself, because it's not going against any of the prince's laws.
Yeah.
And the constable has better shit to do.
But presumably
If she loses
something
her shit,
like failing to teach your child basic principles of the masquerade is.
Well,
not after Jim became a
difficult.
neonate.
Yeah, he became a neonate, so
That's it.
But
It's
it's
similar.
also well known that the gang rule teach there.
Do a shitty job.
Be careful. I mean, you know.
No, they
Gang rule too.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Apart from the constable.
Yeah, apart from the constable.
She did a great job.
So,
there is a potential one. I see one with James Richardson. I see nothing on Alan Burr. He's actually a decent lawyer trying to get task force against human trafficking and the like. And Sarah is just caught in the middle of this.
but you can't confirm she doesn't know anything.
But a very short chat with her will let me know. I have talked to her in the past. Just let me talk to her again. It's okay, I didn't look like this.
Speaking just purely as devil's advocate, if this policeman has a hard-on for this lawyer, then what's to stop him from just... And then we
Well, I think from what Jim said, he's waiting for Jim to kill Alan Burr, and if he hasn't done it by the end of the night...
He just said that he picked up the phone, so maybe he's
No,
gone and...
I think he's in the same area.
There's a lot of
Where is
thinks
he?
going on.
Yeah, that's the thing. Why don't we go and investigate?
Where is this?
Alan Burr's house is in... I told him. I don't know where it is. It's probably in the screen.
But it's out. It's out of London, isn't it?
Outside of London.
I want to help Sarah and stop this police officer, but I really do think we shouldn't keep the constable waiting. If we delay, aren't we more likely to all be, you know?
I just sent a text to Alicia. He's like, yes, let's go to the constable. Well, fuck it.
And then
I text Alicia. DS James. I picked up a trace of his call near Alan Burr's house. I sent the address. Actually, I don't mention Alan Burr. I say around this area. I picked up DS James around this area. Jim is wanted by the constable, so he'll be meeting with her later tonight.
You send that to Alicia.
Yeah. I mean, she's going to find out. So I'll better tell her myself. So it's basically, Jim cannot deal with this himself, as we have been summoned by the constable. That's basically what I say. Jim cannot deal with this himself, nor can I, because we've been summoned by the constable. We need to speak to her tonight. But DS Jim said that Sarah might die before dawn. Send.
Bzzzt. Your phone.
Oh. I'll answer it.
It's a text from an unknown number.
Okay.
It says, tell them Edmund wants to speak to you.
I'll say, oh, I think Edmund wants to speak to me.
Okay, call them. Let's go into the van.
So I'll start following them, and I will phone Edmund with a heavy heart.
Are you calling the number that just messaged you, or are you calling Edmund?
No, I'm going to call Edmund's number.
Okay. Bzzzt. Bzzzt. Hello.
Edmund? I heard that you wanted to speak to me.
Click. Bzzzt.
Look at my phone again.
Have you done it?
I will.
Benjamin, you come in?
Yes. I'll stop.
Bzzzt.
Like I'm waiting by the door so he can leave.
Alright,
And
cool. Bzzzt. Answer me for fuck's sake.
I'll put yes.
Bzzzt.
Is that the phone?
Yep.
Hello? Still following them.
Walk away from whoever you're with.
well, upstairs go.
Okay, I'll be following them. Do I recognise the voice?
Yeah.
It's Alicia. So I really can't do that.
Right. Well, pretend like you're speaking to Edmund then. Do you understand?
Yes.
Where's Jim? And tell me in a way that's not fucking obvious that you're speaking to me.
All right. Well. So are they all getting into a van?
Yeah. The thing is that I'm remaining behind because I have to lock all the doors.
Yeah.
So you have to.
Yeah. So I'll come out so we can lock up.
Yeah.
So you're having a rest?
Yeah, so I've heard. Where are you going? What are you doing with my boy?
Well, I'm not doing anything. I'm just getting sort of dragged along with the currents, I suppose. But we've been summoned. That's all, I suppose.
Is Benjamin within earshot of?
Well, you're in the same vehicle.
Yeah.
Oh, you got in the van?
I'm getting in the van now.
Okay,
yeah.
I lock everything. Make absolutely sure everything is locked. Get in the van, close the door, sit down, and go with the computer trying to do something, figure something out in the meantime.
Are you taking him to the bitch or the asshole?
Yes.
A bitch or asshole?
I'm yes, absolutely, yes. But I really can't talk now because
If you hang up the phone on me, I'm going to gut you. Do you understand that?
Yes, you're being remarkably clear. Do you understand that? With the greatest of respects,
If my child dies tonight,
yes,
I will find you.
don't you
Click.
dare. Oh, I'll say.
What happened? Everything okay?
No. I said that. That was Alicia.
Oh. What happened to Edmund?
Well, I called him and he just hung up on me.
Whoa, what did Alicia say?
She wanted to know what was going on with Jim. And she threatened me. Put my phone away. And she tried to make this my fault, which it isn't.
What do you mean?
She was saying if anything happened to Jim, that she would take it out on me.
If anything happens to Benjamin Green, it's Alicia.
It's a breach of the traditions, is what it is.
Yes.
It's a breach of the traditions.
No.
She'll be breaching the traditions, and I haven't breached the traditions. I haven't.
It's okay. Well, you're with hounds of the constable.
And I've been working
going for
so
the constable.
hard to stop anyone seeing Jim and to get him out of that place. Her child, and this is what she says. She threatens me. I'm done with it.
Yes.
People like that.
It's okay. It's okay. Tell that to the constable. When we're there,
I will.
we can bring that up to the constable if we have a chance.
If she has a problem, she can take it up with the constable or the prince.
I'd pay to see that. The constable, not the prince. I mean, that's just gonna...
Yeah. No contest there. But
Let's go.
I tried to find more information. At some point something was nagging me, so I tried to call Alan Burr again.
Bzzzt. 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 Yep.
Alan,
Yeah.
have you called for assistance?
Called the police.
Now that I've heard more of his voice, can I pick up that it is Alan Burr? I do know the guy's voice.
Roll wits plus insight minus. What's your contact or ally level?
He's my touchstone.
Okay. So add 3. Roll the dice.
Seven successes?
That is not Alan Burr.
You call the police? Okay. It has a voice filter. Very well. That's what it is. Very well. Now, I want you to exit through the back door. We will keep you safe. There will be someone picking you up. His name is Jim. Ask him for his name before you jump in the car. I want to keep him thinking that Jim is actually going to do it.
Manipulation plus subterfuge -2.
Does my impeccable my subterfuge? Yes. -2. Nah, 1 success. And then I hung up.
I'll be right there.
And then I hung up. And that's it. 999.
Bzzzt. 999, what's your emergency?
I believe there has been a break-in in this area. I saw a man.
Can you give me your location, please?
And I give them the location.
Okay, what's the nature of the emergency?
I've been jogging around and I saw a man coming into this place, and I describe Alan Burr's house and someone coming in.
Okay, we have a vehicle on the way.
Yes, please.
Can you stay on the phone and give me some details, please?
No. I don't wanna be involved in this. He's a neighbor.
We won't ask for your name.
Sorry. Yes, absolutely.
So this individual that you saw sneaking in, can you give us any details?
I give D.S. James description.
Okay. And you saw this individual creeping in how?
Well, I didn't get much a good look. I saw him going through around the back, but I know because it was one of the neighbors. He never takes anyone from the side doors of the house, and then he didn't leave, and then I saw movement in one of the upper rooms.
Did you say you didn't get a good look?
I got a good look of him. I didn't get a good look of how he got in.
Okay. So was he on his own?
That I couldn't tell. Probably I saw him. Could you come quick, please? Come quick.
Yes, we have officers on the way.
Yeah.
Just stay on the line.
Oh, shit, I'm running out of battery, but okay, I'll stay on the line.
Okay. The individual that stays there, do you know them?
Sorry?
The individual that's in this house, do you know them?
Oh yeah. Just from neighbors from the area. He's a barrister.
He's a barrister.
Yes, he is. Yes. But he never sees people in the dark. It's very late and oh my God, like the battery going. It's like, oh shit, this battery. But yeah, he never sees people after dark, and I try to keep that until I think it's appropriate to fake run out of battery completely.
Okay. It's not much longer because the questions are drawing on.
Cool.
And you can tell that they're drawing on because very slowly the car rolls to a stop, and Nancy just turns in the chair and just looks at you and leans. It's like,
well,
the phone.
and sorry, I'm off the phone. Do you like puppies?
I have two.
Nice. I just have the one. What's the name of your puppies? She's gonna say Moses and Gideon.
Does actually say Moses and Gideon.
I turn, say that to her. She's gonna say Moses and Gideon. Moses and Gideon. Told you she was gonna say that.
Yeah, one's a bitch. Drives off.
That was
She
mean.
lets that hang in the air.
Yeah, it's like
she's referring to.
Oh, that was so mean, dude. But my puppy is like super happy and super jumpy, and I start talking about my puppy because I know Gideon loves me when I talk about my
She pointedly puts her headphones back in, and then looks over at you as though to say,
If Gideon wasn't composed enough to remain unaffected, there would be visible pain on his face right now.
I think Benjamin's just going to look appalled.
I am actually avoiding the back because I'm avoiding the back of the van. In the back of the van is Jim,
Yeah.
and we're
No, I
delivering
get all
him. So I am in my escapism mode. Let's.
Okay, I'm gonna look at Gideon and say, "Excuse me.
Yes.
Would you mind if I asked you a question?"
Go on.
Well, I understand that the constable is very upset about what's happened, and understandably so, of course. And I wondered if you had any advice of how best to be when we meet her, because I don't want to make things worse.
I'll let you know something. The constable isn't just angry because the masquerade has been breached.
Right.
The constable is also angry because while in his frenzy, Jim killed a family of 3.
What?
And the constable had to deal with the remaining relatives. The constable does not like getting blood on her hands. Not human blood, at least.
Oh, I see.
Be as respectful as you can.
Yeah, always, yes. Yes.
Doesn't take you too long to drive towards the church. Nancy knows her way there and pulls up a couple of streets before she drives over. So she stops, she drives the route to ensure that the place is safe. It's the same route that you both agreed on whenever you return to the church. And then before too long she drives up towards the front door, stops, takes the keys out, and then moves towards the back door. Not opening it out wide because there are people still moving back and forth on the street.
Mm-hmm.
So I can shift the furniture if you want to go and make sure she's ready.
Of course.
If I hear screams, I'll give it a few minutes.
You two should come with me.
Okay. I was gonna help Nancy with, the furniture.
She doesn't need help.
I know.
I will obediently start following Gideon.
I am following Gideon reluctantly, but just.
So you step up towards the stairs. And you step into a church which is empty. There are no candles lit. It is very dark. And then as you begin making your way, the only source of light that you notice is a single flame which is out of sight because it's hidden behind her silhouette as she is at the front of the church, kneeled and otherwise motionless. She is on her own in the room. And she is in a long, bloody white shirt. And jeans.
Yeah,
Not jeans, sorry, wrong notes. She has a long skirt. But she's not moving, not even as the doors open. And the effect of the light behind her just silhouettes her, makes her even bigger than she is by sheer presence. And there is no sound inside the church. Behind you there's sound of it, as what looks to be one of the multitude of black bags which had been stowed away underneath the driver's seat is wrapped over Jim's either end and then wrapped around him as she starts hauling this long sack of black bags towards the top of the chair, towards the top of the stairs. But she doesn't enter as you guys step in. She steps to one side and puts him down, and then shuts the double doors and locks them. So Jim is not currently in sight. What do you want to do?
Approach the constable, but wait for her to.
Acknowledge us.
Yeah.
She doesn't move.
I step down to one of the pews and kneel and start praying. Get my rosary out. And gesture to Benjamin. Sit here for a while.
Yeah, I'll sit down. I seem to remember the last time Benjamin Casey the Constable has waited for ages, so he'll just sit down and just try and be as respectful as possible, but he won't pray.
Gideon?
In French. We have him.
She very slowly rises from her bow. And then straightens up, taking up the candle with her, which is in a small disc. And as she turns and sees you, you see that one eye is illuminate in a cat-like slit. And one side of her face is caught in a snarl that does not match the other side. Where?
I will gesture back at Nancy for her to.
She nods, picks him back up, and begins marching down the length of the room. And the constable just watches as she moves up towards the front and just drops the bag. Dusts her hands off, and then takes a step back. Report.
We rang Moses and picked him up. By the time we got to him, he had already found out where Jim was and had him kept in that place. He was taken into one of Moses' havens, and there Moses put him into torpor.
She reaches underneath the altar and pulls out a familiar sword. She puts it back in the case where she had it before and hands it to Gideon. Before the temptation to use it prematurely, again, all in French, take it to the side room. The prince is on his way.
I figured you did not understand that, or you did?
Benjamin knows a little bit of French.
He doesn't speak slow French.
No,
He speaks very quick French.
but I imagine he might pick out Prince
Yeah.
in all of that.
Yep. Gideon will do as he's told.
Yeah.
You take it into the side room.
Mm-hmm.
The father, Jeremiah, is laid out on the bed, and he is covered in bruises. He's tended to. He's been bandaged, he's been wrapped, but you can tell he is on the tail end of a beating.
Is this something Gideon has seen before?
No.
Fuck.
The father is a very precious kind to the constable.
Yeah.
So you stare the sword down
Mm-hmm.
and step back into the room. What did he say to either of you?
Jim?
Anything at all?
He mentioned that these two kind, Richard Whitman and Darren Fitcher, had gone to the Cross Hands, our haven, and he confronted them. When it became apparent that they were aware of what we were.
They're aware of what we are. How?
Couldn't tell. But Jim's suspicion is that they knew. Richard Whitman had been sighted outside Elysium when it was in the asylum, when I was announced as a hound.
By who?
I had been sighted by Jim, and I believe you saw him as well.
Yes. The ghouls threw him out, I think.
Thing is, his daughter had gone missing in our domain. So we thought he was carrying on that missing persons investigation.
Missing because of
Feelings.
confirmed?
Yes.
Who?
Me. But I left no evidence behind.
Continue.
So he had been following on his investigations in all the areas around. We thought he was still looking for her. But apparently after what Jim told me tonight, it seems that he knew more. Darren Fitcher was a criminal, while Richard Whitman was a police officer. It's a very unlikely pair to be working together. However, they were there. And apparently they had rigged the place with explosives. I have to go over the footage to see how that happened. We had been remodeling it, but demolitions, I mean, we have not been in the Haven recently. He has been spending time in his gallery. I've been spending time with you, and Katya has been spending time in the chantry, and Jim was spending some time with his sire at some point. So we don't know quite. We don't know how they did that. But it's Jim's belief that Richard Whitman had found out something. It's also Jim's belief that he told others. I don't know who. I just found out about this tonight. I was gonna run some searches on them.
Gideon will assist you. I want to know who he's spoken to.
There is one man, Detective Sergeant James Richardson, he spoke to with it. Well, Jim spoke to him tonight.
Not Jim.
Oh, yes, Richard Whitman. Yeah, I'm gonna be pulling his records soon. He died in the blast, but that's beyond the point.
The Venture are busy covering up the sighting. We may have to resort to other methods to ensure this doesn't go any further. Do you understand me?
A little.
Translate.
We are to ensure that there is not a breach here.
Yes.
Would you say that he is a good man?
I would say that he wants to be.
Was he Christian?
I don't know.
No, that I know of. He would have said something.
She turns around and goes back into her bar and says nothing else. Leave you three for the moment to yourselves.
I resume prayers.
Gideon also starts praying.
What do you do?
Benjamin sits very still and probably does that thing where, you know, he's not praying, but he might bow his head so that from a distance you might think he was praying. Maybe he's just thinking to himself.
Want me to teach you how to pray? I mean, you might not get another chance ever. It won't hurt. And at least you'll pass the time.
Shake my head. The person that was following me earlier, by the way, I'm assuming they're not here now. Or are they still following me?
Are you looking?
After a while, I suspect, because I assume she's going to be here for some time, then, yeah, so if nothing happens fairly soon, there will come a point where he'll just sort of glance around just to see.
Roll your blood potency plus bane.
Just as dice, with hunger or without?
Just as hunger dice.
Oh, just as hunger dice. Okay. How does 2 successes grab you?
The individual is there.
Oh.
Clasping the hands of the constable.
Oh, they're with the constable?
But looking at you.
Do they still look regretful or do they look different?
Impassive.
Okay.
Have we been dismissed?
There's nothing worse than a false prophet. We're creatures of sin. And she's perhaps the biggest sinner in the room. even bigger sinner is coming. And perhaps the only innocent man in the room is about to. We don't. It's an interesting thing to experience death. Even more interesting to experience the death of others. To experience the death of hundreds. That is my lullaby. He releases her hands and stands up. You have questions?
I'll glance around, very aware that I'm in a very quiet church.
Think them. I can hear you.
I won't laugh. It's Benjamin. Alright. So what I will think is... I'll think, I don't know what to do. Help. And then wait to see if it looks like they've heard.
Oh, they've heard.
We heard?
No.
Oh.
No. I've been giving you help. I give you all help. You give me guidance on the world as well.
I will think something like, I think I know what to do, but I'm scared. I don't want to do it.
What do you need to do?
Be truthful.
We are the clan of truth. But we are a breed that exists for lies. So when the truth is said, it sounds impossible, unfeasible, a lie, a delusion. Speak the truth, but don't expect them to understand. If they understood, well, I'd be speaking to you all. It's quieter in here. I'm not sure I like that. He's gone.
Okay.
Dude.
Okay. Time passes. The constable doesn't move. Is there anything you guys wanted to do? while you wait.
Yeah, go to Alan Burr's house, but I can't until I'm dismissed. So I'm praying a rosary, a complete one.
She's not saying anything.
I turn to him again, like, have we been dismissed? I mean, you know her better. Also, what time is in the evening?
Oh yeah, because she's acting in a way that I've not seen before, right? Yeah.
What time is it in the evening?
Probably between 3 and 4.
Ah, no way I can get outside of London and then back before dawn. It's like literally nothing I can do. So I will just pray. I'll pray a rosary. I have a rosary. I can keep count. I'll pray a rosary.
Yeah. I'll do that too.
I'll be wondering things like, how can she be so close to that candle all the time? I don't like the candle at all. And apart from that, I will be very, very slowly mulling over my other conversations. But there is no way Benjamin is going anywhere. He's going to wait like a good boy until the prince arrives.
Good answer. And I go. It's a rosary. It's like one after the other. Hail Mary, glorious, and all that.
What do I think that is?
It's hard to tell.
Is that something someone's doing? Who?
I'm going to move into a position to, I don't know, duck under a pew or something, if the need arises.
Where do I hear it coming from?
Words plus awareness.
Can I do one of those too?
Mm-hmm.
I have a great wits plus awareness.
I have not.
I feel left out now.
We're distracted. My devotion has all my attention.
Right, yeah. Like, imagine if you just got distracted by every little
Roll
ticking
words plus
noise.
awareness for me. Plus all specs, plus your bane.
Dude!
Here, more dice.
That's a terrible result given those dice, but still, it's 3 successes.
Okay.
Willpower.
No, I'm not going to willpower it.
Willpower.
I'm going to need my willpower later.
Yeah, I already pieced through it.
I predict, that's my future prediction.
Mm-hmm.
Do I make any sense of the sound or where it's coming from? Or?
It's a strange sound.
Mm-hmm.
It's a tapping which sounds as though it's coming from the back of the room.
Okay.
By the doors. But when you look around, there's nothing there making the noise. Those two are looking kind of around as though it's down on the floor or up in the ceiling and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And then you see what looks to be the tiniest line just begin to shift. And then something happens all at once. A multitude of things happen all at once. There is a black shadow which moves at the rear of the room.
Mm-hmm.
The constable immediately stops, turns and looks around. There is the sound of a pew being thrown over. And then a hulking creature.
Not again.
About 9 foot tall, covered in fur, steps into the chamber, snarls as 3 other wolves barrel forwards.
We should have got to Iron Bears. vanish. And I go hungry, but I don't care. If I see that happen, unless that happened in his mind. Did that happen in his mind?
He's the only one that's noticed it.
Oh, shoot. So I'm still praying.
Yeah, you are.
Cool.
So I was waiting
then-
till you'd finish just to let you know. No, you don't.
God will protect you.
Well, God will protect me because I have vanish and I will freaking vanish.
So,
So sorry, it's a giant wolf figure, hairy kind of giant.
stepping out of this shimmer.
Uh-huh.
So,
Yep.
sorry. There it is. Sorry, looking for stats. What's everyone's dex plus wits?
6.
6.
5.
Okay.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Okay. So, the massive creature
Mm-hmm.
is slower than the wolves which are barreling forwards. They are going up and over the pools with such speed that they are taking them away from where they are.
Okay.
And as the constable stands, she locks eyes with the largest one, the one that's stepping forward on her tiny legs, and her hands begin to shift and elongate
Mm-hmm.
over and over. And then she just holds them out and just stands there. The largest creature steps forward, snarls at her, locking eyes, and then just starts moving very slowly towards her. Its ears press back and it's more snarling. The other ones begin moving around the other room, and there is one last one that is stood by the door in a wolf shape, which is larger than a horse, and it is just waiting and watching. What's everyone's intentions?
Run.
Where?
I don't know, to the side. To where, I don't know, to the little room where the priest is hiding. I don't know. Protect the priest. That's my intention. Protect the priest.
What's your intentions, Gideon?
Can you can't like ready actions or things in Vampire, can you?
No, you tell me what your intentions are. There's an order of actions from close combat, range, new close combat, and everything else.
Yeah.
So depending on
And
what your
then if you're
intentions
gonna
dictates
change-
in what order things happen.
And also if you're going to change actions, there are penalties to your pool or not.
Okay, I think I need Does Gideon know what these are?
Yeah.
Has Gideon ever... Probably hasn't seen them, but...
Is Gideon a living character?
Mm-hmm.
Then no.
Social combat them to death.
Pull out a
Dread
spray.
Grace them.
Bad doggy!
Dread Grace him.
So what?
Well, one or many, I don't know how many.
You have a ponder. What's your intention?
Yeah, sorry.
Sorry.
So Benjamin intends to basically, I mean, he's intending to run away, obviously.
Where?
Well, he's going to push his instincts for any kind of hint of where to go, whether it's it may be nothing, but sometimes in the past when werewolves have been a threat, he has had a sense of go this way or do this thing. So he is going to be trying to push his senses to get any kind of hint, clue, looking around, and the moment he sees what it is, he's going to go for it.
Okay. So, The other ones have moved into range. The wolves have been making their ways up and around the side. The one by the door has not moved, and the largest one is focusing squarely on the constable, making no rush to meet her, and she's just remaining where she is. Locked eyes with this creature and is unmoving. And in her tattered and bloody robes, she still cuts the same kind of terrifying presence as this hulking 9-foot monstrosity that's marching towards her. And that in itself is a striking feat. Apart from now, her entire face is a grimace and a snarling expression as she just waits, and the other eye, which was previously normal, flashes and goes yellow. And then she steps over Jim towards this creature and then darts. Where are you guys running?
Protect the priest to the side.
Okay, so you're running off there. You're looking for an avenue of escape.
Actually, I jump like a soaring leap towards
Okay.
it.
As much as I hate to say it, I think Gideon would. Wait, so there's one, this big wolf that's.
There's a massive one directly in the aisle.
Yep.
Marching towards
Yep.
the constable. There are two
going around the side.
And there's one hulking wolf by the front door.
Okay.
So
The
three aisles are being approached.
I think the one that's coming around the side where like the back room entrance and stuff is. I think he is gonna try and dread gaze that one.
Which one? The one coming around closest to you.
Yeah.
Where we are. So basically, the one in the direction of the.
Yikes.
Okay, remind me the specifics of dread gaze because I don't have my book on me
I
today.
think I will need.
I gotcha.
Yeah.
Basically.
I don't get a penalty to my discipline.
Oh, nice. One rouse check, briefly exposing the vampiric nature. This is still it. Charisma plus presence versus composure plus resolve. Displaying their fangs. Twisted.
So charisma plus presence.
Yeah, charisma plus
I
presence.
believe it can cause a frenzy in something you're looking at, right?
It can cause a
depends.
fear frenzy.
It can cause a fear frenzy in the target.
Terror frenzy.
Terror frenzy, yeah.
To vampires.
Trust me, that's not a lot better with werewolves, but cool. Yeah, all right.
I would not know that.
No, you would not know that. So,
I do the thing what makes people run away.
okay.
5 successes.
5.
Yeah, that is actually 5 successes.
Okay.
5 successes. Composure plus resolve. If you have as many or more, making the roll a failure, you're unaffected. And if he wins, they are unable to act other than in their own defense for a turn unless they spend willpower equal to the margin of success. So if he wins by however many successes he won, they would need to spend that amount of willpower to be able to act at all.
Okay.
I get hungry.
The terror frenzy if he had gotten a critical win, which he
Critical
didn't.
one, yeah.
Okay.
That's correct.
So, Benjamin.
Hello.
Before I start narrating everyone's things, I need you to roll for premonition.
Okay, so that is resolve. Yep. Okay. 3 successes and a jolly old skull.
3 successes.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh yeah, I need to rouse as well. Don't get hungry.
Nice.
The room where the priest
Yeah.
is gleaming
Okay.
a crimson glow.
Okay.
but the rest of the room, in a briefest of flash, is coated in gore.
Okay.
And then the room is flashed back to normal. But it's not much better. In fact, one would argue it's probably worse, because now that you are reaching out with your senses, the stink of fur, blood, and dampness is strong to you. And what's even worse is that you can practically feel the heat radiating off these creatures.
Okay.
So, Moses, you immediately leap out of the pew back towards this rear door. As Gideon turns, squares up towards one of the walls, which is coming around, snarling, drool dripping from its maws. It starts preparing to leap at him, and he locks eyes with it. And as it goes low, its growling becomes intensified, and then it takes an involuntary step back, and another step back, and then it turns and starts racing back towards the front in a controlled manner. But it stops at the end of the room and then turns back towards him and then just lowers back down, and then its flesh begins to ripple. As you are seeing this, all of this going on, you begin to feel exceptionally cold.
Uh-oh. It's always bad. So basically I've got gore everywhere, or kind of shining priest.
Okay. So, it begins with established close combat, so I've got 2 close combat people to roll for.
Go, Jacqueline.
Yeah.
That's not Jacqueline's ball. Swap. Remind me, a critical win is 4?
Yes.
4 successes, yeah.
That's at least one correct.
That's 7.
Not necessarily, it might be fucking with us.
And that's a 2.
This is Jacqueline.
Now go Jacqueline. / Joan.
Okay. Okay, so as she stares at this creature that's rolling towards her, it steps in and snarls at her, and as she swings out with her clawed hands, he catches it in a fist which is bigger than the length of her arm. And as the other one comes in, he grabs it and bends it back, causing it to snap at the elbow. And as she lets out no cry and she snarls, it leans in, lifts her bodily up and throws her backwards onto the cross, which she takes clean off the altar. And then she vanishes behind as he just begins snarling.
Does Gideon now have to make a fury frenzy check?
Yes, you do.
There's a lot of people frenzying around here.
What is the...
Better, guys, chill the fuck out.
It's your willpower pool, right?
It's willpower.
Yeah, willpower
Not
plus...
it's willpower that you have left.
Yeah, it's willpower that you have left.
Do you use Hunger Dice on this?
No, you willpower that you have left plus for every 3 points of humanity you add 1.
Oh, that's probably okay.
Yeah. Yeah, you're fine. You're fine. Super fine.
8 successes.
Ooh, yeah, fucking hell. In a moment of serenity, with angels singing in your
The cherubs.
although you feel your beast begin to snarl, not your beast, sorry, your consciousness, your conscience begin to snarl at the absolute furious sight of this holy woman being thrown bodily across the church, and to add salt to the wound, taking down the symbol of your belief. It's overpowered by the sheer terror that your beast is feeling. The beast, in a strange twist of fate, is trying to keep you from losing it.
Yeah.
At least losing it in the way that it does not want to be lost.
But I'm not listening to the beast right now because I failed. I succeeded my check.
Yes.
That's the thing. it doesn't want to let loose at this creature.
Yeah.
It wants to be anywhere else. So, you succeed. You don't go anywhere. That was that. There is no range combat. However,
Do I make it to the priest room?
hang on.
Oh, okay.
This afternoon. So, the creature that was shifting, shifting back towards the back of the room, is slowly inching forwards, and its arms are elongating with each step it's taking, progressing further and further as it starts to adjust. And it moves to a height which is maybe about a foot smaller than the one at the door, but in a similar kind of shape. It looks like a twisted direwolf. If a direwolf had a head as big as your chest. And it lowers and then begins running at you. The one that's going around the side towards where you are turns the corner of the pew, low to the ground, snarls, and then leaps. So yes, you'd make it to the priest room. You... What were you doing after you did your dread gaze?
After I did my dread gaze, so Moses was heading to the priest room.
Mm-hmm.
Gideon would not leave the constable. He would say to Moses, her sword.
Why do you think I went there? Why do you think I went there?
Well,
It's, of course, I'm
that
getting
is
the
what
sword.
he's saying. That is what he's
Got the
saying.
sword, he leaps out the window and runs.
Yeah.
Got it! So,
And
Like, way ahead of you, bro.
So I guess the intention is between the two of us, we're gonna get the sword out of the thing.
Yeah.
And, yeah.
But don't worry.
Out the case.
I got it. Look, I am far more competent than I'm given credit. I am hurt.
But we need to be quick. We need to be quick, dude.
Dude, I'm already on it. As if I had celerity. Scared man is fast.
Yes, but I have something.
what were you doing?
Me? So the wolf is leaping towards me, because up till then my intention was, because I'd seen everything is gore or there's the priest, right? I'd be heading for the priest.
Okay.
However, is this wolf...
It's taken after you. It now is technically new close combat, so it's engaged in with you.
So I think Benjamin is trying really hard to get away from this wolf, heading in the direction of the priest.
Right. In that case, Mr. Benjamin, I need a Dex plus Athletics. From
Yeah, I think I know what this is. Yeah. Now I'm spending willpower.
Yeah.
See, I said I'd get you later.
Well done. Well done.
I need these 2 dice though. So that's 4 successes.
Okay. Okay. So, as you begin racing off, you feel a strong pressure on your back as this thing barrels into you.
Yeah.
And it bites down on your arm very tightly, wrenching it back as it almost topples you over the pew.
Okay.
But as you twist and flail, it's sent skidding off to the side, taking with it a good chunk of muscle from your arm. So that is 4, half down to 2, because it is not in war form.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's superficial.
Yep.
Well, it's still superficial when it's in war form, it's just not soaked.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, as this thing skids and you continue making your way up towards the room, you see Moses has gone in and started looking for this sword. You can hear the commotion going on outside the door, but you're trying not to focus. And the window behind where the desk is gleaming, but then the gleam vanishes and the desk begins to radiate a heat.
Okay. So the window my attention is now on the desk, or my set of drawing me to the desk. That is where I'm going.
Okay.
I'll trust my intuition. When the werewolves attack, trust your intuition. Remember, kids.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, everyone's intentions, please, because I did it a bit late and that's...
Okay. The sword should be visible.
Yep.
And I'm in the room. I obfuscate. Like I grab the sword and I obfuscate
Okay.
on same passage without going hungry.
Okay. Gideon, what's your intention?
That's basically. If I am allowed to do anything else, it's going to be walk out.
Now, my intention was to take the sword of Moses, but if he obfuscates, then I cannot do that. I think just take. Is there there's like a defense action?
You can try and just.
Mm-hmm.
Well, yeah, that's where you do like a dex
fleetness.
athletics.
Because I don't want this wolf to get further in, so I'm just gonna get in the way of the
Just obstacle. Present yourself as an obstacle, so they cannot gang up on Jacqueline, while dodging like a beast.
While I trust Moses to fucking do some good shit with that sword.
Okay, so you're trying to block them from going for Jacqueline.
Just the one that's come for me, I'm just gonna keep it occupied, basically.
Oh, okay, all right.
Like I'm defending it.
Okay, so
there's still a clear path for.
So, as this massive creature steps over Jim, and a foot is placed on his chest, you hear a crack as the stake is driven through him into the floor.
Ow.
And the weight of this creature crushes bone. And he steps over, snarling, reaches over towards where the candle is and snuffs it out as he backhands it aside. But then in the flash of shadow, Jacqueline throws herself over the table and embeds both sets of claws inside this thing's chest and begins pushing until her elbows are reached. And then she begins wrenching sideways as she starts clawing across its gut. The creature, in retaliation, snarls and bites down on her shoulder. And they remain locked in that as they tumble past the table, toppling it over and sending the contents skitting. The creature that was going after you begins barreling towards the room just as you make your way in, and you can hear it snarling as it's carrying up the steps past its much larger counterpart. You step past it mere seconds before it barrels into the room, whilst the much larger wolf goes for you.
Mm-hmm.
So is this a two-way conflict, or are you going to try and dodge?
I'm dodging.
Yeah. Fleetness? Do you have fleetness?
I do have fleetness.
You can activate it for one dodge per round.
Yeah.
Like
then you can.
it works for.
Okay.
It works for all dexterity checks outside of combat, but it allows you to do defensive like dodge.
Okay. It's not roused for that, is it?
Yes, you have to rouse for fleetness.
Do you?
Yes, celerity too.
Yeah.
Okay.
But you do it after the roll.
Okay. What is my pool for dodging?
Dexterity plus athletics plus celerity.
Dexterity plus athletics plus celerity.
And willpower.
Yeah, that is absolutely a willpower.
Jeez.
4 successes.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So, as this thing steps towards you and you begin bracing yourself for it, it lunges and you try to move yourself out of the way, but it catches you, bites down on your upper torso, and its jaws are big enough to encompass most of your torso, and as its weight flies over your shoulder, you are twisted with it in a heap of muscle and fur and wrenched flesh. You will take 6 half down to 3 points of superficial damage.
Yeah.
And you are taken off your feet.
Cool.
Dude, his voice is such a frightening war form. Well, it's not proper war form, but it's massive.
Okay. there is.
Can I have the book?
You feel an even deeper cold coming in the room.
Okay.
And it's beyond where this wolf is.
So as in entering the church from the main doors?
Yeah. And then there is the sound of a from the front door. And you watch as you step in, as the doors which have opened before a cleaved form.
That's where the werewolf, like horse-sized hispo.
And as you watch, Emrys nips the wolf's head with a blade, steps over its carcass, turns towards the door, shuts it, locks it.
See, that's the person I'm saving my vanish for. Ooh.
Drops the head. So, intentions, everyone.
Sorry, I don't think I had an action last round.
Apologies. So
I want to rouse to heal the damage that I've taken.
yeah, sure.
And I'm going to be rushing to the desk to see what... And then, sorry, there was a wolf that was running after me. Is it basically just still running after me?
Yeah.
So in a panic, I'll be running to the desk, desperately hoping that there is some kind of like wolf repellent or something in the desk at the critical moment. He's obviously not thinking straight, but he's just... That's the thing he sends him going to. He's just going to dash for that and hope.
So you run behind the desk, sending everything on top of it skittering.
Yeah.
And as you turn the corner, you see that where the feet normally go, there looks like there's a slab of stone. You can only tell there's a slab of stone because the carpet that had been put underneath it is askew enough that you can see the embedded outline of where this slab goes. You would need to shift the desk to get it out.
So essentially, so as I'm running towards it, what I realise is if I was really super strong or knew how, I could maybe escape that way. But I have a wolf on my back.
You can grab the desk, slam the wolf out with the desk.
It's a classic Benjamin.
That's a classic Benjamin.
A classic Benjamin. So I think what I might do instead, you know the window where there was that brief gleam that I saw? How high is the window? Like, is it just like a normal window in the room, or is it like slightly up?
Up. So you would have to scale to get up.
Could I like as I'm running? Is there a chair at the desk? Like, could I do something where I kind of try and jump onto the
I'd
desk?
like to make an athletics check.
Oh, of course, yeah,
Sure.
yeah. But I mean, that I'd like jump onto the desk and then up to the window or something like that.
Okay.
Like use it as a stepping stone.
So, intentions from you two?
I am outside of the room.
And from you as well, actually.
Yeah.
It's a new room.
Are the constable and the guru, or the werewolf, at each other's throats still, or have they are they both in the floor? Are they standing? How do I see them when I come out and encounter them?
The guru.
Yeah, the constable and the
massive
werewolf.
one is currently fighting with Alicia.
Alicia or Jacqueline?
Jacqueline,
okay. Are they standing up or in the?
No, they're
ground?
currently upon the ground. He is currently rolling around with a massive wolf which is still biting down on his torso. And the small wolf, has run past you into the room. But the moment there is a howl of pain before this creature is ripped open, every one of them drops what they're doing and focuses on Emrys. And they all begin rippling.
Okay.
So,
my intention is to go to where the constable is with her sword, invisible, and make myself known to her the moment I see in those swings and stuff, if they take like a couple of steps, I'm gonna be next to her going like, there you go.
okay.
So, yes, I'm gonna be blindly dancing around them. Or actually, them are around me because I'm supposedly invisible for them, so it doesn't matter.
I have a few death rages to roll.
Yeah, she. Member of the pack, going down. Never good. They can go into thrall of the worm. Oh, that's disgusting. Note to self.
The snarl that emits from two of these creatures is primal in the purest sense of the word. And the small one that had been chasing after you, who had stopped and listened to this noise, begins shifting as it's snarling, ripping up the carpet as its claws begin to expand. And then, as it curls out into a massive man-wolf, it turns towards the door, wrenches the door frame off as it pulls itself through, and then begins barreling towards Emrys. The creature that had been fighting with Alicia,
Jacqueline.
Sorry, does the same. It's because I've not actually had a fight with her involved yet.
Yeah.
Begins doing the same. They are fucking furious. The heat you felt before was nothing to what you're feeling now.
Okay.
So, no one's in close combat at the moment, because the one's left you.
Mm-hmm.
There's the one left me as well.
Actually, sorry, that is still involved with you. So,
I would like to blink away.
Okay, remind me the mechanics.
Rouse.
I have to rouse. I think it makes me count as, like, I do it during the already engaged.
Oh yeah, because you can with blink you can count as already engaged even if you start at a distance.
Yeah.
Or vice versa.
Okay, so he's blinking out of the way.
Yeah, he's blinking.
He's blinking away from
Okay,
the wolf.
so
And all the way to Emrys. Are you going to? No, you're not. Don't go to Emrys.
I'm not going to Emrys.
Okay, cool.
I don't want to get in his way.
So you flash out, and in that burst, as this creature begins biting down, you fuck off out of there towards the other side of the room. And as this creature stops and turns, its focus now shifts towards Emrys as well. Just in time for it to see him drop the head. And it watches as it hits and begins rolling down the aisle. And then it too begins shifting, and its arms begin extending.
And
all three rush Emrys. And Emrys just lifts the blade and opens his arms.
Are you not entertained? I didn't want him to say that, but
You hand the blade over to Jacqueline, who takes it.
My lady. And I get out my 9mm.
As her arm begins snapping back into place from where it had been snapped back. And she lifts the sword and then steps towards the priest's room.
Yeah, I accompany her.
Okay. What are you doing? You shifting the desk? Or are you trying to shift the desk?
Well, now that the wolf has gone, I'm torn because a bit of me is thinking, follow your senses and get in. But a bit of me is also thinking, if this is some special space of the constables and I'm found in there, I might as well get killed by the wolves. You know, like, they'll at least do it quick. So what I think he's going to do is activate Silence of Death and then creep back to see what's going on with Emrys and the others.
Okay.
Maybe even, yes, that's what I'm going to do.
Where's Nancy? Like, I'm now trying to check out where Nancy is. I tried to look where she was.
Nancy, you haven't seen her since the start of the conflict. You know that she can blink out.
Wow.
And that she has instruction from the constable to do just that. Despite being a Bruja,
Notify.
she is there to observe and to deal with any threats which try to leave. That is her entire role.
Cool.
So, in accordance, she went out immediately. But I was assuming that all of your attentions were on the big fuck off wolves and therefore not on Nancy.
Yeah. Not on the shadow that left before. Yeah.
So, you are... Re-clarify for me. What's everyone trying to do?
I'm gonna start shooting at the werewolves that are not paying attention to Moses.
Okay. There's 3. None of them are paying attention to Moses.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
You're like, ah!
Okay.
I mean, I am like, they are running away from me. I'm by the altar, they by the door. I'm gonna start. I open fire. If any of them come for me, I vanish and then hide.
Okay.
So I'm just gonna open fire.
Yeah, Gideon is gonna find his shotgun, which I didn't say where I put it down.
So you have to go and get it in.
It's a problem, but yeah.
Well, at least you blinked there.
The room that I was in just had a desk in it, right? And not
Desk and the sofa with the priest still on it.
Oh, okay.
He is fucking out.
Okay. In that case, I might move the desk because and then I can put him in there.
Okay, so stuck around. Ranged will go first.
Ha! I should.
Right, which one are you shooting at?
The one in the center aisle.
The big one.
Well, yeah, all 3 are big ones, so that one.
Okay. Well, the biggest one.
Yeah, the biggest one.
Okay, sure.
Yeah.
Do I have any
Get him.
any
He's
bonus
not
if he
trying
goes
to dodge, so
Oh, that's cool.
great
That's
one.
cool. I am just gonna rouse the blood.
Get him,
he's
Moses.
a massive hairy target.
Yeah. And I will power that die that I roused. And I have 1 success.
1 success. Okay. Are you using the special ammunition?
I wish, but I never got around to getting the silver bullets. I think I had the fiery ones, but not the no. I have like the normal clip and the fiery clip, and that's it.
Okay, so which clip are you using?
The fiery clip. I mean, I think that's the one that's gonna hurt other kindred, but I never got myself around to getting silver bullets because that was a little stretch, you know, it was imagination. So the fiery bits.
Okay.
That is plus 3 damage on the 9mm, so that's total of...
You roll strength plus athletics to move the desk.
Okay.
Where would you be going?
I was going to wherever my shotgun is.
And I don't go hungry for the rouse. Yes.
Nice.
3
I've
successes.
failed 3 rouse checks.
So, in the moments as these creatures begin rushing towards Emrys, you just await them. You fire off a round that strikes in this creature's back. And although the bullet just embeds, the creature topples forwards and places a hand upon the ground, which breaks stone as its flesh begins to boil. And as it begins clawing back around, it takes away part of its flesh as it tries to itch away the fire that you've hit it with. And then it stops, and it turns and stares at you. That's aggravated damage, so... its eyes go black.
For the Camarilla! Vanish. Go Camarilla! Shit.
Shot.
Go
You fucking wait.
You're dead. I'm dead. I'm so dead.
You rush around and grab your shotgun, double check it, and then it's loaded, and you begin.
It's loaded with super special anti-werewolf ammunition.
Sorry, I'm just checking through my notes for my bullshit information. There it is, right on the top of the list.
Yeah.
So you rush around and grab
That's the good thing of it.
weapon.
I had anti-kindred.
Surprising yourself, shift the desk away, and as it scrapes across the ground, it takes the carpet with it, and you can see this stone slab, which is fitted just to slot in place.
Yeah.
Getting your fingers in is going to be difficult because the gap is like that.
Okay.
But it's moved now, so you can get something to wedge it out if you needed to.
Yep.
I'm so dead.
Just, we're all fighting werewolves. Where's Benjamin?
So,
trying to get his fingers in there.
Emrys
Yeah.
Please, my prince, save my
Get him.
life.
is going to rouse.
I just have fiery bullets to defend myself from Kindred. I didn't know it was gonna do so much damage to a werewolf.
It's fine. Gideon's got your back.
No, you don't. You're far away. I don't have that many. I'm not Jim. I'm not gonna survive this.
You're welcome.
You wouldn't have survived this either.
No.
Just, especially not in your state.
I only have 4 minutes left.
In torpor.
Yep.
Torpor is the best place to be right now.
Yeah, yes. You are safer than anyone could have ever expected. Who would have thunk?
Yeah, just play dead. You might get through this whole thing. Fine.
Yeah.
I rolled the resistance now, but there's not a lot of point.
Oh yeah. What happened?
The prince got 17 successes.
Oh!
Oh yeah, because if they rouse the blood, they have like a stupid amount of dice, additional dice, and then they have more dice.
Against 3.
Oh.
Oh. See, that's why blood
Nice.
potency 8 is good.
8.
Well, or more. he's a beast.
The prince, standing wide with the sword pointed downwards, waits until one comes from the sides. And then he moves almost fluidly back as it steps forward. And the moment it does, he flicks his wrist. And the sword cleaves through the neck of the creature that goes past him. Its body hits the floor before its head does. And then he turns and looks at the other one. And smiles. As it flies into a rage to mirror the rage now felt by the one in front of him. Okay, intentions, people.
Jump to the choir using Soaring Leap while shooting at the guy that's coming after me.
Okay.
I'm gonna potence jump away from the guy.
Okay, I will let you do that, but you're going to take a penalty on the shooting. Cool. Intention?
The one that is going after Moses, I want to run up beside him.
Okay.
We want to make a colander out of the guy. A colander? The thing that you put the pasta?
Yeah.
That one.
If there is anything in the immediate vicinity, like it was on the desk or something, that might actually be a tool used to move this slab that Benjamin has seen,
Or a poker for the
yeah,
or whatever.
I'll use that, and
Okay.
if there isn't, I will just make a sad attempt on my own.
Okay.
Have you trimmed your fingernails recently? Or how trimmed were your fingernails when you were embraced?
Yeah, that's a good question.
I would say,
Because
They laughed at me when they said I should cut them.
I would say they were quite well trimmed. Actually. Come on.
Give him a penalty to the roll.
I'm going to give him a -1 penalty for every digit he clips. Including your feet. So.
Maybe if you get your fangs under there, you can.
Right. Ranged. Where's the values? Moses will go before you.
Yeah.
You get a -2 to your shot.
I rouse the blood.
Okay.
Well,
Yeah.
1 success. That's all I got.
Okay.
Yeah, he's gonna dodge that shit.
Okay. As he steps towards you, the bullet flies past it, and its wounds that were inflicted by the constable begin to seal. And then it begins bounding over towards you. You run up towards the side, lift the shotgun and fire, so take a shot. It gets less 1 die because this is a second dodge it's doing.
Minus whatever dodging bullets. Which I think is 2 die.
Dexterity, isn't it?
Yeah.
Dexterity, firearms.
Yeah, that's specialties. Well willpower.
Yep. Agreed. Ooh,
5 successes.
so
Five
close
total?
to a critical.
Yeah.
Okay.
So close to a
So-
critical. Oh, wait. And I go hungry with that rouse.
It had 3, so you hit.
Yeah.
The 2 plus the 4 from the shotgun. So 6, halved. No.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's half.
Well, half if you're a vampire. I don't know if Guru.
Yeah.
have them.
I think everything is superficial
Super.
damage to them apart from.
If they're in war form, I would think so.
Yeah. So as
I mean,
he steps up,
it would
the
make
shot
sense.
clips him across the neck, and you see fur become matted with gore as the blast caps him full. But as he looks around, his eyes are still black. And then, as he reaches out, he lunges for you while still focusing on you.
Yeah.
It's more is just snarling, bloody, dripping, as it just screams. So, you begin looking around as you try and find something that you can lift.
Yeah.
You're laughing.
They're laughing at me because
Why?
Benjamin is like, this is a massive epic combat, and Benjamin's like trying to move his.
I just like we're like shooting a motherfucking well. Like,
So,
I want to vanish.
you
I will
managed to
vanish.
find what looks to be a metal, kind of like a thin rod, that looks as though it's attached as part of a cross. But now that you look at it, it's the perfect size to be able to lift this slab. And it's thick enough that it wouldn't break under the weight of it.
Well, hallelujah.
So you wrench that down.
I will get on that.
see, I told you God would protect
exactly.
you.
Yeah.
You need- God protected you in a
So,
way you didn't think.
I need a strength plus athletics roll.
Okay. Oh, I think I will power that.
Yes, you better.
I mean, as funny as it would be. Oh dear.
Oh.
So 1 success and
Don't be
1
still.
skull.
Dominance compulsion.
So, you get a compulsion.
Oh shit. No, but he's getting a compulsion while he's following his like.
No, he's got a compulsion now.
Yeah.
Could be
but,
anything.
But
But if he goes cuckoo with 2 other gurus still alive.
There is something Titus can do something now, which will actually mean that Benjamin will die immediately.
Yeah. Like, make him feed off of the priest.
Can you imagine?
That's instant death.
As the constable walks in, like, oh hi!
Oh, shoot, hungry. Enough to share.
He tastes of cinnamon.
Taste some sin.
Aman.
No.
Cinnamon.
that guy definitely is not a sinner.
No.
If Joan of
No.
Arc is like, this is my human.
Yeah, exactly.
This is going to go terribly. Oh,
Oh.
Superman's coming in.
Nice.
Torpagul. Thank you very much.
Super survivor. Torpor survivor.
Oh wow.
Dominance. Say it. Say it. Dominance. No. You, Jacqueline, are going to do as I say.
Can you pass me the book? I just want to see, because there are various variants, obviously. But I think I know how I'm going to take this. Okay.
So,
So I fail basically to do the thing. I think.
and the
And you get
frustration
ready.
Yeah.
is mounting based on everything else that has happened. Intentions, please.
Vanish.
Okay.
Is that going to take the totality of my round?
Yeah.
Okay. Vanish and then I move. Like, that's the only thing I can do.
Okay.
Unload my other shot into this well. Whilst telling him that he should not defile the place of God.
Oh, yeah.
Sorry. Don't think it's gonna work, but yeah. Gotta love your gut, Jim.
Yeah.
So,
I mean,
Okay, so what I'm going to try and do, because it's a slab, isn't it? And I'm trying to lever it out. So what I'm going to try and do is, assume this thing is in the. So I'm going to like run to the nearest wall or something I can kick off of. So I leap back to basically hit the bar with all my force to flip this slab with massive amounts of strength. That's basically my plan.
Great.
So I'm going to effectively wrestling move this thing, like to like
Impales himself.
Yeah.
That's how they find him.
Yeah.
The thing there in the slab, and Benjamin going like.
Yeah.
So.
That's my plan.
With his fingers extended to the edge.
Establish close combat.
I intend to destroy this slab. This slab is going to bow to me. It's not going to mock me anymore.
Hit it.
Rouse success.
Did you have to bring extra dice today?
No, I'm using all of my dice today. So, as this remaining wolf steps up towards Emrys, although it's flying in the face of a frenzy, as he brings his weapon around, it cuts only the front of the creature, as it grabs hold of him by the face and lifts and smashes him into the wall. But then, as it lifts its claw to bring in and try and embed itself in him, the weapon flashes up again and the arm severs and hits the ground. And then his other hand comes up and begins squeezing the wrist. And you hear as the wrist just releases and he hits the ground still holding it, and his weapon just flashes again. Okay. Actually, you're shooting, so you go first. Yep.
Yep.
But he is in close combat, so this is going to be a contested roll.
Yeah. Oh, I just realised these Italians speak mostly hunger dice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's okay. I like it.
Another 5.
5 successes.
Five successes.
Solid.
Yep.
Solid.
Okay. So, as you bring the weapon up and try to fire off again, the arm comes up, grabs the weapon as it shoots off into the roof, breaking away bits of stone which shatter down upon you. As it throws the weapon away and with its claws rakes up from your stomach to the top of your throat, opening you up. That is... What did you roll?
5.
5.
5, okay. That is 6 points of unhalved damage. How much aggravated? So he has effectively disemboweled you. You wink out,
Without going
and
hungry.
its eyes immediately turn to where you were, and its nostrils flare. But it doesn't move after you, its focus is back on Gideon.
Okay.
But its ears twist as you move. Roll strength plus athletics plus 2. If you fail this, you're taking damage.
Excellent. Yeah, okay. I mean, it's just...
Double check the wording. Do you take a penalty on this?
No.
No? Okay.
No, as long as I'm moving towards... Because there's no one in the room
Yeah.
who's conscious. But so this
Yell
is...
at the priest.
But this is the current object of my ire, because it's
Yeah.
fucking with me, basically. Inanimate objects, I'm not having it. So let's see what happens. Oh, Oh, that's more like it. 1, 2, 3, 4 successes.
Yeah.
4. You throw yourself, your boot hits it, and although you slam onto your side from the sheer momentum of your force, there's enough weight behind you that the slab and lands on the side. What the fuck noise was that? There you go.
It's the one that you.
It's a Mario slab.
Yeah.
And slides onto the side with enough of a gap that you can kick it out of the way and begin going down if you wish.
I will intend to go down. But I assume that's my action actually doing that anyway, isn't it?
There's well, no, you can move.
Well, in that case, I'm going to move to take the priest down with me.
Okay, so lifting the priest will be part of your next action.
Yeah, so I'll move to the priest.
Okay.
But I will be like...
Okay, so intentions for what could be the last round.
Okay, I'm going to... Since I was on the choir, I'm just not going to make much more noise. I'm going to try and jump and land on the shoulders, like piggyback on the guy. But before I land, it's literally boom. I want to shoot him in the head.
Okay.
I'm just jumping towards him to shoot him in the head.
Okay. So.
Like this.
I will count that as no close combat then, because you're moving into range.
Yes, I'm moving.
You can't do range because you've only had 2 shells.
Yeah, and he threw my gun away.
Yeah.
So, current close combat.
Wait. Would it count as me being in close combat at a penalty because I am using soaring leap to cover the distance? Yes. Okay. So is that
He doesn't go
current? Is that current close combat or new close combat? That's new close combat.
New close combat. Because you're not currently in close combat.
Okay.
Fucking hell.
Wait.
I'm impaired now, right?
Yes.
Oh yeah.
What does that mean?
Minus 2.
Physical.
But in your turn you can heal.
Yeah, you can heal any superficial. Oh, it's all ag, isn't it? It's gone.
No. I've still got some.
Yeah, so you can heal the superficial then. You won't be impaired.
Just.
Oh yeah, you can try and you can drill in there.
I have nothing else to do. But I'm just
Okay.
just wondering where this is going to frenzy.
The snarling wolf brings its maw close to Emrys, and he unflinches as he stares at the creature, its face a mere moment away from his, as he continues to squeeze the wrist until it is as thin as the bone beneath it. He then and twists, and the blade just cuts clean through the neck as its head just, and he still holds the wrist as it drops. That was 15 successes against me.
Yeah, it's ridiculous when you have that amount of that, because you have multiple criticals. That's the thing. When you have that many dice.
Oh, yeah, 2 critical wins in that one.
Yeah, that's just half of the successes yours right there.
And then he
looks
releases the arm, but only after wiping the blade off on the wrist, and then drops it. And then he looks at the one engaged with you.
As I land.
Okay. First of all, they're established in close combat, so they go first.
Heal. And then
Reflexively. Okay. So roll die.
Yes.
So you'll heal 1, I believe.
Yeah. Huh?
What's your BP?
Blood potency.
I just one.
Okay.
Sorry, I'm not up to date with all the vampire lingo.
Okay.
Bite.
Yeah, I'm probably.
Right, -2 on the bite then.
No, it's not a bite to feed. It's a bite. A combat bite.
I believe it's
still
still
-2.
It's -2?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, so unless you have feral weapons,
Yeah.
Okay.
which is protein 2. Yeah, minus 2 dice.
What is the pool?
Dexterity plus brawl.
Okay. I will give you some idea of what you're going against. The difficulty is 4.
I mean, there's no point in me even rolling.
Rouse the blood. That'll give you dice.
There's still not.
Roll the dice, you might get a crit win.
And you might get a messy crit even.
Yeah.
The type of crit you
All you need is a messy crit to equal. At least then you're not taking full damage.
Yeah, exactly.
All right.
And you can deal damage to him, which will be
Rouse?
activated.
So
Are you
yeah,
rousing?
yeah, I'm rousing.
If you're rousing, you should have extra dice.
But
Oh, okay.
I only have a thing.
Yeah,
3.
yeah.
Okay.
Okay, so how much?
One.
Just
One.
One success?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
You're torpored.
So, as
Probably.
you
Yes, you are.
snarl and lunge forward, it grabs hold of you by the top of the face and then grabs the jawbone and begins wrenching until the cut of your mouth and your jaw being separated meets with the part of you that's been disemboweled. And then as it releases you, you just on the ground. As Moses lands, make your shot. And because you were obfuscated, it's difficulty 1.
Yeah. And I rouse the blood. One success.
Okay, so 5 successes. No.
In
yeah.
in the
One
head.
success total.
Fire.
4 successes.
Yes, 4 total.
4 total. Okay. You land upon it as he drops Gideon, who's unmoving. And as you make contact with fur, its ears twist, and as its head snaps around, you pull the trigger, and the round exits through its mouth as it begins snarling. And then it just flashes and growls and snarls as it twists and throws you bodily from it. And then as it twists, its arm begins smaller, and its face begins shifting, and then it falls to the ground. The front part of its face is blown out.
Emrys 3, Moses 1.
Moses and Gideon.
We
Come
all
on.
know.
Come on.
Okay. An assist. Kill, assist.
First, where are you going first? I'm going to the harpy. Guess what I did?
Yes.
Word.
Yes.
That was
You
a
know
lot.
that hound that didn't do anything? He killed the guru. What?
That was
He
a lot of aggravated damage to take in a short space of time.
Yeah. That happening, I turn around looking for any other threats or whatever. See the prince, look him straight in the eye, bow.
Okay. So, you've picked up the priest and gone down this hole, and it's narrow. It's a old wooden stairway which descends in a cave into a passage, a stone passage which is not lit.
Of course, then I'll use heightened senses, which will probably do something hilarious. But I'm gonna, but I will do that so I can see.
The footsteps you're making are loud.
Well, I will use silence of death.
And as you begin making your way down, you descend further, with the priest carried. The prince, whose sword still drips, although he's wiped it off, he turns and looks over towards the constable, as she's moving towards the hole, stops as the sounds of fighting stops. And she watches from where the priest was, snarls, and steps back out into the room, just as the prince sheathes the sword into a small scabbard and just holds it under his arm. And immediately she walks in and then bows. And then he steps over the corpses of the werewolves.
Put the gun away. Lock it and lock it and put the gun away. Actually, and I walk, grab my rosary from the floor. Gracias, Dios mío. And go back and stand next to the constable behind her, looking at the prince.
The constable, as she was moving in, goes over towards Gideon, where Gideon was. Immediately. And begins bleeding into your mouth. Your gaping mouth. And as she is doing this, the prince steps up to where Jim is. first judgment. Then I want a word. And that's where we're going to end the session.
I killed the werewolf before I died.
Guys.
We did it. Us, not the prince.
I killed one. To be honest, I thought those fire rounds were gonna be for Kindred. It's like, okay, what if someone comes fire rounds? Did not think they would be so useful. I want silver bullets now.
If you had said where Jim was, the prince would not have gotten there in time.
Oh, okay.
That would have been a fucking massacre.
Yes. I mean, we struggled to kill one.
Yeah.
Let the 2,000 plus year vampire deal with him.
Well, you finally got to see a Methuselah in action.
Yeah, effectively, yeah.
Fucking hell.
I'm scared still.
You're scared.
See you next week. Oh yeah, shoot, fuck. Sorry, I did not mean it. I did not mean it.
I suppose I need to go over here so I can end the stream.
Yeah, because at some point we have to say goodbye.
Yeah, I need to have a word with you before you shoot off.
Mm-hmm.
So, I don't think that hashtag's going to help, but hashtag mercy for Jim.
It's Emrys, but okay. We'll try to make it a GoFundMe or something.
So, thank you very much, guys, for joining us. Thank you again to Alicia, Fras, Josh, everyone for sending this awesome stuff. Thank you guys for joining in again, and
see you next week.
See you next week. Same time.
Hashtag
join
mercy
us.
for the code.
Spread the word. Get people watching. Now's a great time for them to see the kind of happy, fun go time that goes on in this kid-friendly show. Fucking hell. Thank you very much, guys. We'll see you next week.
See you next week. Bye.
Bye.